Hold on a sec. There you go. Put that on. Okay. Give me a sec. Okay, so we're back in Ghost Frontline 2. I was planning on streaming Do at Night Abyss, but the game isn't optimized so far. So it's kind of hard to play at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, I tried it out before streaming, right? I went onto a different account. I was like going through some sections and at the beginning, right? And then I came into a bug. The game wouldn't let me proceed, so plus there's still no like controller support, so I can't really remap anything. So yeah, I gotta wait until those things are rolled out. I don't think those things are rolled out. I know that they mentioned that they're gonna like add those stuff, so I'll start streaming Do at Night Abyss again once they get the controller stuff down. Oh, hold on a sec. This is not it. Where's the other thing? There we go. All right, so let me see here. I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna go grab something to eat, so be back in a few minutes. I'll just set this over here. Oh, before we actually begin, hold on. Give me a sec here. Hold on. All right. We'll do like 110. Lynn is pretty cool, so I'll like do like 110. I didn't get anyone. I didn't get anyone. That's fine. I'm saving most of my rolls for the next upcoming character. Linda's cool and all right, but I gotta save most of my pulls for the next one. And then after the next banner, right? I might start to leave Ghost Frontline 2. So yeah, I might actually start to leave Ghost Frontline 2 after they release Leva. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna grab a bite to eat. I'll just like leave it on here. Alright, I'm back. Sorry it took a while. Anyway, where were we? Okay, let's start this thing. Oh, give me a sec, hold on. Alright, so in the green zone on the outskirts of the satellite city KYI-09, a light mist hangs over the mansion district. Frostfall squad is performing a battle. He'll clean up under Shangju's supervision. Oh, where's my mouse? Here it is. Alright, their technical boots crunch on mechanical parts scattered on the grassy lawn. This place is huge and it's got a swimming pool too. No wonder they had to buy so many guard robots. Is everyone living in the mansion district this rich? It doesn't matter how rich they are, it's not like we'll end up making the same kind of money. We finally got security assignment after so long, and in the end, we're just facing a bunch of domestic robots. I could have cleared them all out by myself. Lin Cheetah, don't complain. Changju opens her day planner and checks each item number on it, line by line. There's 10 minutes until the mission deadline. Looks like our tactical planning still has room for improvement. Give me a sit rep on your respective areas, starting from Tololo. Roger. 6 mechanical units eliminated in Area A, mode of core fragment, clearance complete. Our Area B's all cleaned up. It was easy since this genius was around. Area C is fine, of course. But has Griffin really been reduced to doing yard work for rich people now? Feels like we're providing after-sales service or something. It's true that this wasn't explicitly requested in our contract, but since our mission takes place in the residential area, it would make sense that we would handle cleanup duties here. In addition, I believe that attention to details like this demonstrates our commitment to providing good service, which will affect our future clients' willingness to hire us. I'll hope our employers will appreciate your attention to detail, leader. That will keep our numbers from being so dismal. I know, right? Seeing as how we perform so well and so efficiently, and even have a genius like me backing everyone up, not hiring us is their loss. If you count not being blown up by those little explosive gadgets of yours as a loss, then we're definitely winning big. What are you talking about? It was only 1 or 2 times. I mean, a few times at most. Looks like we found a reason why people are hiring us less often, leader. Cheetah. Don't listen to Lynn. She doesn't know what she's talking about. My inventions are fairly reliable under most circumstances. Annoyed Cheetah spreads her arms in protest. Sunlight streams from behind them and reflects faintly off something on the lawn with a golden gleam. Lolo pauses as she spots the reflection. Lolo, what's wrong? There's something in the grass. She bends down and retrieves an ID card from under the wreckage of a robot. It's an intricately made card that reflects glint of golden light. The circuitry-like patterns on it move slowly as she turns it. If I'm not wrong, judging by how it feels, this should be... Don't touch that, Cheetah, you don't know where it's been. Now relax, leader. It was just a little experiment. I'm not going to break it or anything. Look. Cheetah leans out from behind Tololo and experimentally pokes the car with her combat knife. His edges nicks the honeycomb pattern on the card, but then they slowly return to their original shape. The patterns, they fix themselves. How's that? Cool stuff, huh? This material is called liquid phase-shaped memory alloy, or liquid polyalloy for short. The Gerard Group just announced their patent on it recently. Oops, hold on. Just like eating my food here. It might look small, but you could buy 10 T-doll frames for the price of this much material will be set for a long time with this. I think the valuable part of it isn't the materials that went into making it, but the technology. Still, isn't this the property of the client? It's not like we're authorized to dispose of it, right? That might not be the case. We found it under the toaster, so maybe even the client doesn't know anything about it. Also, leaving valuable stuff like this lying around would make us look really unprofessional. In any case, we should be able to bring it back with us, right, leader? As a professional PMC, our focus should be on building long-term relationships and trust with the client as opposed to coveting short-term financial gain. However, it is true that taking care of valuable goods would count as a value-added service. And as it turns out, it's almost time. Changju turns away and dials a familiar number. Miss Hellion, this is Changju. Her mission requirements: Frostball Squad has eliminated the rogue security robots, and we have also finished recovering their motive core fragments. I think the client should be able to move in without worries now. The sound of rifling paper comes over the transmission channel. Hellion's tone seems a little more crestfallen than usual. Understood. Also, we recovered an ID card on the premises. Its function is unknown. Since the card is quite valuable, should we hold on to it for the time being before handing it over to the client? Yes, that would be a good way to handle the situation. Changju, I have full faith in your decisions because you always take all the relevant factors into consideration. I've also seen the efforts of you and Frostfall Squad have made for Griffin. Thank you all for your hard work. You should consider this upcoming period to be a vacation of sorts. Vacation, so you're saying that our upcoming commissions. The sound of pages flipping comes to a halt and Hellion sighs quietly. Just then an exclamation from Cheetah drowns out her reply. "Yeah, leader, this is bad. Those tin cans are getting back up again." Protocol activate. System rebooting. Target identification module loading unsuccessful. Executing attack order. Tell the situation has changed. The robots have reactivated and we need to deal with them ASAP. When we do that, this commission might prioritize keeping your girls safe. If need be, you are authorized to take any and all means needed to resolve the situation. Understood. After ending the transmission, Changju fires off orders to Frostball Squad. Gito Tololo, move up with me and suppress them. Lin, focus your fire and eliminate the nearby targets. Remember, short control bursts only. Make sure we thoroughly destroy these robots this time. Move out, right? Mm-hmm.
ターゲット確認。ターゲット確認。はい。じらさないで。全部注射したくね。
As the final gunshot rings out, the last of the defense robots blows up, collapsing into a pile of junk parts. Lind puts her gun away with practice ease and unwraps a lollipop before rubbing her arm, which was grazed by shrapnel. I can't believe I actually got hit by something like this. Pisses me off. Say, I noticed a while back, but you seem really sensitive to pain, Lind. Why don't you turn it off in combat? Are you a masochist or something? My frame moves slowly when my glucose levels are low, so it's perfectly natural to use pain to boost my reaction times. Lind turns inside in a somewhat unnatural way. More importantly, you should be worrying about these robots, right? Why did they flip out all of a sudden? They were making noises which sounded like commands before they started back up. It seems this outburst was triggered at the programming level. But we shot up their motive cores, didn't we? That's like cutting off their power. There's no way they could start up again, right? Unless their cores could self-repair. The four of them seems to realize something at the same time. This is polyalloy, in other words, it was made by Gerard. Halolo wades into the robot's wreckage and begins digging around inside it. Framecode prefix reads GNL, so that's supposed to be the beta sign, right? Beta, this isn't a model that they're selling on the open market. I don't see anything like it in their product catalog either. Looks like this frame model isn't one that's commercially available. So does that mean it's some kind of fancy toy these rich people got through their Intel connections? That's possible, and it's also perfectly reasonable that these beta models, which aren't publicly available, would have bugs in their programming. And that's not even getting into the fact that they're from the Gerard group. Are you talking about what happened on Miss Kalina's side some time back? Yes, the ripples from the robot uprising in Odessa spread far and wide. Gerard's been paying out huge amounts of penalty fees and compensation. Their stock price has also plummeted. Factor in Rurik's departure in a plane crash and the group having to appoint a new CEO. I'm sure even the Gerard brass must be terrified right about now. There have been multiple reports of robots going berserk this month already, and there's speculation that it's linked to their broken supply chains and chaotic internal management. 3 reports, 4 if you count hours. Lolo presses a button on her communications terminal and a holographic projection of a starry sky springs into existence. She taps on the touch screen and it is replaced by a clip from a news broadcast. Papa Mama, my eyes hurt. The camera pans to the child, her eyes reddened from the thick smoke spewing from the kindergarten that was destroyed by haywire robots. The ruined remains of a wall are visible in the corner of the frame, covered in scattered bullet holes. A neatly dressed Gerard Group spokesperson stands in front of the devastation, addressing the reporter. I'm the representative of the Gerard Group R&D division, Yakov Holtz. On behalf of the Gerard Group, I would like to extend my sincerest apologies to the people affected by this incident and their families. After preliminary investigation, we have found that these robots were affected by an unknown virus shortly after they went berserk. Currently, there is ample evidence to indicate that this was a malicious, deliberate act of destruction targeting the Gerard Group. As such, I wish to make our position clear to the world. We will be investigating this incident with all the resources at our disposal, and we will not give the culprits any opportunities to cause further mayhem. There's no need to worry. The Gerard Group has always made user safety our #1 priority. We'll be holding another press conference later on to address how we intend to handle the situation. Malolo ignores the spokesman's bloviation and shuts off the clip. I heard a whole lot of excuses, but nothing in the way of actually compensating people. Didn't they blame the previous incidents on technical loophole or something? Now they're saying it's an external attack. They're just trying to wash their hands of everything, aren't they? But if someone really did infect these robots with a virus, there would probably be more victims. Either should we continue to looking into this commission? After thinking for a bit, Changju shakes her head. We don't have much ammo left, and getting further involved wouldn't be wise. Also, Changju's voice trails off. However, the look on her face tells the rest of her team what she couldn't bring herself to say, because they all know they don't have the mighty Griffin from before backing them up now. Ever since the war ended, the demand for PMCs from various factions in the civilian sector has drastically declined. In addition, Griffin was forced to restructure and downsize. All the clients who had formed stable partnerships with Griffin in the past have ended their cooperation with Griffin in one way or another. Although Frostfall's efforts have secured them a few permanent customers, there are times like these when there's no business to be had. Without their beloved commander and many of the dolls who were once their colleagues, those things they can do now are very limited indeed. Also understands this point very well. Even so, while they might have chosen to walk different paths, at least everyone is still alive and they all still have their shared memories. At the very least, when Commander finally gets tired of wandering toward Yellow Zone, he will still have a place that can be called home. For that reason alone, they will do their best to keep Griffin going. Still, there are times when they must face the limitations of their circumstances and accept the knowledge of their powerlessness, and that accompanies this realization. After sensing the dejection among her team, Changju softens her tone a little. I'll make a note of the potential risks in our debriefing. Even if we can't do anything about it now, I'm sure it'll be useful in the future. It's not like there's nothing that can be done, right? Oswald's squad heads back to their vehicle. Lynn lags behind, connecting her data port to one of the robots and downloading some of their data to herself. I don't know how it might help. Let's just make a copy of it for now. Alright. Inside the meeting room of Griffin's main building in the Green Zone, late at night, Frostfall's squad is conducting their usual after-action review. It's bedtime already. Why are we still having a meeting now? Already trying to slack off. Leader usually works through the entire night on overtime, you know. Then this will be all for today. Also, will be off now. Genius brains need their beauty sleep. Hang on. Before Cheetah can hop off of her seat, she feels Changju's hand pushing her back down. We're done with the AAR, but there are other things we need to talk about. Thanks so, Changju flicks to Lolo's hairband and brings her mind back from gazing at the stars twinkling outside. While I believe in avoiding unnecessary overtime, there are some things regarding Frostfall Squad's future development that merit discussion. Have a look at this. Changju's fingers fly across the terminal, and the screen displays the spreadsheets checkered in red and green. Is this a record of our squad's finances? Yes, the green cells represent our income for the past month, and the red cells show our expenses. It's weird, we got a lot of jobs last month, didn't we? How come there are so many red cells? And the most common type of expense is liability compensation. Mission number RD04003045. The client's mansion was damaged in the squad's explosion to the extent that a deformed gate forced him to climb through a window to get home. Compensation was 4 times the payment received. Mission number RD04010072. The client's car window was shattered by gunfire from the squad, leading to the client's right arm being gashed by glass fragments. Compensation was 3 times the payment received. Mission number RD04011745. The client demanded double the value of furniture destroyed by an explosion created by the squad. Compensation was 5 times the payment received. Look at this, it seems a certain genius of ours featured heavily in all of these incidents. Am I wrong? What? You've got some nerve pointing fingers at me, Lin. Half of those incidents were caused by you and your lack of trigger discipline, leading to stuff getting shot up. I'll deal with the two of you later. In any case, Griffin's financial situation will be in the red next month, which means our living expenses will have to be cut too. Then our candy budget? 0. Cheetah and Lin both exclaim in shock. Seriously? Normally, we'd still be able to handle situations like this, but we haven't had that many commissions to begin with this month, and all our remaining commissions have been put on hold too. Therefore, we need to find a way to salvage our financial situation before it gets worse. What if you sold this genius's invention? Cheetah's inventions are all original and genuine. Those rich folks in white zones will be falling over themselves to buy them up, I guarantee it. Why would those wealthy people want to buy them? Are they tired of living, perhaps? Indeed, the safety of those products is a concern. Proposal denied. Perhaps we could try taking on some personal commissions. The legality and safety of those commissions are questionable and cannot be verified. Proposal denied. Now that you mention it, we don't have some big assets gathering dust in the logistics department. You know, those helicopters, that big tugboat, and all that other crap, all our missions now don't call for that stuff, so we can't sell them off or something. Those assets are essential for emergency situations and cannot be casually discarded. Proposal denied. This doesn't work, that doesn't work. Isn't there anything here we can sell for some quick cash? Oh yeah, what about that ID card we picked up earlier today? Miss Hellion discussed it with her client, who refused to claim it, and said Griffin can dispose of it as we see fit. Sounds great, let's sell it off to an underground broker then. Didn't Jesus say it was super valuable? That means we ought to be able to hold out for a good long time if we do. Proposal denied. You're even going to deny that too. Well, do we have the addresses for any underground brokers in Griffin's system? No, I mean, they don't have any fixed premises or anything. What kind of information would we possibly have on them? We can use public trade platforms to work out this deal. If such avenues were available to them, they wouldn't be underground brokers. In other words, it's too risky. Proposal denied. As Changju looks around at her teammates, who all seem a little out of it, she feels her head beginning to ache. While she's already expected that finding a solution would be difficult, she wasn't expecting them to not make any progress at all. Oswald Squad's role is too poorly defined. We take on any kind of assignment, but that also makes it harder for our clients to choose us over our peers who have more specialized skill sets. It seems that just focusing on service details is enough. Changju sighs quietly and gives up on continuing the discussion. We'll end today's meeting here then. I'll go talk to Miss Hellion again and see what other assets we have available to us. Dismissed. Half an hour later, someone stalks the quiet corridor, frazzled from lack of sleep. It's not like I don't understand where Leader's coming from, but she's being a bit too cautious, isn't she? Raza Squad and 404 are already helping the commander, while Leva and the others are helping Kalina too. Meanwhile, we're stuck treading water in the green zone, all curled up into a ball and trying to think of how to make a living. It really pisses me off. In any case, let's grab the ID card while Leader and Miss Hellion are talking. After making up her mind, Lynn opens the door to Hellion's office. However, the scene depicted in her usual models comes a bit of a surprise. Someone there? Moonlight shines through the window and illuminates the corner of Hellion's desk. A very suspicious looking character is there, rummaging around like they're looking for something. After confirming that the object bobbing around on the thief's head is a beret, Lynn breathes a sigh of relief. She silently circles around behind the burglar and slaps her on the back. Oi, Cheetah. The sound of smack startles Cheetah so badly that she crawls up into a fetal position and grabs her head. Caretaker, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to come here and steal stuff. Please give me a chance to turn over a new... Why you? It's not... It's Hellion, it's me. Huh? Cheetah looks back and giggles at Lynn. Oh, so it was you, Lynn. You scared the hell out of me. What are you doing here? I'm pretty sure you already know. Oh, so you had the same idea as me, namely to sell off the ID card, am I right? Congratulations on arriving at the same conclusion as this genius brain. Wasn't I the one who suggested that? Oh, sorry, skipped over. Also, if you're searching for the ID card, you should be looking over there, right? Lynn points to the code lock safe behind the door. When the caretaker's caretaker, move it there. Who cares? The important thing is that our genius can finally be put to use. You should have something that can open safes, right? Show me what it can do. Of course I do, it's just a save. I can open it in just 3 seconds. Cheetah produces an unlocker from her pocket and connects it to the safe. 3, 2, 1. As the bolt slides back, the two of them open the safe door, the gleaming ID card quietly inside it. How's that? Are you in awe of this genius invention? Isn't it amazing? Yeah, it is. Lynn nods and slips the card into a waistband pocket before heading out the door, leaving Cheetah staring dumbfoundedly at where the card used to be. Walking off just like that is really rude, you know. Aren't you going to discuss our next move with this genius? Also, shouldn't you show some respect? I mean, I'm the one who opened the lock, you know. Hey, are you pretending not to hear me? You should be singing praises of my genius. Then raises a finger and signals to Cheetah to shush. Then he beckons behind her, indicating that Cheetah should follow. Well, we're the ones who caused most of the trouble anyway, so we might as well go settle it together. Settle what? Money problem. The whole point of getting this was to sell it for money, right? I know an underground broker, and he just so happens to be at one of his old hangouts today. Come with me. Cheetah follows Lynn to a seedy little alley in the yellow zone. The nearby street lamps crackle and blink every now and then. The ground is covered with beer bottles and other junk, and the air is redolent with a rotting stench born from the unholy fusion of expired alcohol and food scraps. Is this the old hangout you were talking about? Can anyone who lives here really afford to buy that poly-alloy card? You can find underground brokers anywhere, and why make a big deal out of it? Rather than worrying about not being able to find a buyer, you should think about what you'll do if robbers suddenly show up. Then reaches into her waistband pocket. The hard sensation there helps calm her. Nero cloud down a little. Relax, we're both super strong tactical dolls, aren't we? Who would be dumb enough to try and mug us? Oh yeah, how did you meet that broker anyway? You know how you keep asking me for materials for your inventions, especially the stuff with really weird names. I can only get those through less than legal channels. Did you only realize that just now? So that's how it works? I guess this broker guy really helped us a lot. I'm suddenly filled with confidence about this trade. After hearing you say that, any confidence I had is gone. Then comes to a halt in front of a neon sign that seems to advertise a bar. Right, this is it. We'll do things like we discussed. I'll talk to the broker, you keep watch outside. Are you sure you don't want to let everyone's beloved genius, yours truly, handle the interaction? I've already dealt with him several times before, so I'll probably have better luck haggling with him. You take that mouth of yours and squawk if you see anything funny. Lynn continues down another winding alley and arrives in front of a rusty door. Great. She knocks lightly on it and it opens. And it cracks open air shortly afterwards. A wary face is visible in the gap. The man exchanges looks with Lynn and nods and opens the door, gesturing for her to enter. Unlike the dreary, silent streets, the inside of the bar is lively and bustling. Several thugs are sitting around a table, drinking beer, their massive frames making their chairs squeak with every move they make. Lynn seems to have anticipated all this. She heads to the counter and sits down next to a man in a ball cap. It's been a while. Despite the fact that she's talking to the broker, Lynn doesn't turn to look at him. Instead, her eyes casually roam the drinks rack in front of her. It's easy to pick you out of a crowd at least. Looks like this is going to be a good day. Another good deal just walked up. Let me think. The last time I saw you was... It seems you've got a wall of text. It seems you've got a wall of text you want to dump on me, but I'll just skip it if you don't mind. I didn't come here to listen to your few remnants. I got something that ought to be pretty valuable, and I'd like you to take it off my hands. Saying so, Lynn reaches into her waistband pocket and exposes a part of a card. Freshly patented by the Gerard Group. You interested? Upon seeing this card, the broker tenses up for a moment, but relaxes the next second. Takes Lynn over to a table in the corner, then removes his hat, revealing a gloomy face. It's that liquid face-shaped memory alloy. That is rare. Selling it off will be a bit troublesome, but if the price is right, there will be no shortage of buyers. Provided, of course, that there's nothing wrong with the goods. You can just say you want to test it, you know. Lynn, Lynn hems quietly, then places the card on the table, before sliding it over to the broker. He picks up the card and examines it in the dim light of the bar, then takes out a small knife from his waist. The edge glides across the surface of the card, and the honeycomb patterns on it ripple and gleam. After seeing this, broker nods. That's polyalloy, all right. How much do you want for it? This much will do. Then shows him a number. The broker doesn't respond right away, instead waxing thoughtful. The card in his hand drums against the table with a tap, tap, tap. Our goods have a lot of value as collector's items. Unfortunately, I don't have enough cash on hand to pay you in full. What does that mean? Are you going to buy on credit? No, what I'm trying to say is that if I had 10 minutes, I could get my boys to bring the full sum over. But as a trader, I understand that time is money, so in the end, the ball is in your court. And we said his piece, the broker waits for Lynn's reply. If it's just 10 minutes, I can wait. Thank you for placing your trust in me. It seems the broker is pleased by the answer because he smiles almost imperceptibly and raps on the table. The thugs seated by the entrance get up and squeeze their bulky frames out the front door. The folding metal grate speaks mournfully. After that, the broker snaps his fingers and someone places a steaming cup of coffee in front of Lynn. The sweetness of the double sugared beverage allows her frazzled nerves to relax a bit. This seems to be the first time I've sold you something, right? I thought you want to haggle more about the price. I never skimped on the money as long as the goods here are worth it. That's my principle as a businessman. So if I'm not wrong, the last time I saw you, you were alone. Turns out you got yourself a crew pretty fast. Is this the secret to making it big in business? Well, I've been slumming it all over yellow zones for so many years. Makes sense to get a few buddies, right? Truly speaking, though, this isn't the secret to making it big in business. That would be profit above all. Sound of scattered footsteps echoes down the alleyway, heading for the bar. Then glances through the window and sees several Varjagers walk past. And when an opportunity comes to kill two birds with one stone, no businessman would refuse. Double cross, yep. Then hears the crisp sound of the chambering round from behind her. She turns and sees the broker's mouth twist into a savage grin, the muzzle of the gun pointed between her eyes. Just then, she gets a transmission from Cheetah. Hello, can you hear me? I saw a bunch of armed Varjagers heading toward the bar just now. Better keep your eyes. What's wrong with the signal here? Hello? Then there are Varjagers headed toward the bar. Be careful. Wow, thanks, Cheetah. That warning came just in time. A pack of Varjagers burst into the bar and they all point guns at Lynn. Lynn shakes her head, ignoring Cheetah, as she repeats hello over the channel and tightens her grip on her gun. I was hoping we could settle this in a civilized way, but it looks like that's not an option anymore. Fine then. I've been pissed off all night. Time to take it out on you. Alright. I knew it. You're only punctual when it's time for a fight, aren't you? Then how did things end up like this? Did negotiations break down or something? Rather than not successful, should I say it was too successful? Either way, it seems a fight is unavoidable. Need to prepare for a breakout. Time Time for this genius to show her brilliance. Alright. You see here. Tongues of fire spit from gun muzzles, riddling the door with sparks. Unable to hold up its own weight, it collapses with a loud crash, and Lynn and Cheetah take the opportunity to escape the bar. Sounds of gunfire, the Variega's yelling, and the girls' frantic footsteps run together in the pitch-black alleyway. Savages, all of them. Then shoots an exasperated look at Cheetah. What are you looking at me for? It's not... if not for this genius, heroic intervention, you'd be in even bigger trouble now, right? If you hadn't started checking smoke bombs all of a sudden, I could have gotten the ID card back. I mean, shaking off the guys chasing us isn't important at all. As Cheetah finishes, several more Variegas show up at the entrance to the alley and point their guns at the duo. Then grabs Cheetah and yanks her into a side alley. Several bullets hit the wall behind the place where they were a moment ago, now throwing up wisps of dust. All the escape routes we planned have been cut off by Variegas. What will we do now? Do you have any other backup routes? Well, if there's no way out, why not just make one? Then shifts behind Cheetah and pulls her trigger. A hail of buckshots forces the pursuing Variegas back, and they duck behind cover. Then Lind swings her muzzle over and take out the Variegas, trying to ambush them from the flanks. Just as the two of them are about to make their breakout, yet another squad of Variegas appear in front of them. There they are, don't let them get away. Over there, Lind, on your three. The two of them hurry deeper into the alley, but find that it leads to a forbiddingly high wall. The shouts of the Variegas grow louder behind them. Got them cornered, boss. They're in a dead end. Get the boys out. Get the boys over here. They're not getting away this time. Amateurs, is there no end to them? These goddamn cockroaches. After checking her ammo and discovering that she's running out, Lynn looks at Cheetah. How many more of those bombs do you have? Let me see. I think I just threw the last one. Then looks at the wall. It doesn't seem surmountable by effort alone. The sound of footsteps growing increasingly louder reminds her of the reality that the Variegas are going to reach them any minute now. Out of time. You gotta climb on my shoulders and get out of here. What? I said climb on my shoulders and get out of here. I'll stay behind and cover you. Hurry. So you're telling me to escape ahead of you? Hell no. If someone's going to cover someone else, I can do it for you. Your frame is smaller and you're more mobile than me. Your chances of escape are higher than mine. But no buts. One person escaping is better than none at all, right? I'm taking on so many hostage rescue missions already, so just think of it as my turn to be saved this time. And there, they're all the way at the end. We don't have time for this. Go, Cheetah. Cheetah can hear the Variega's footsteps approaching. She grits her teeth, then vaults over the wall with Lynn's help. He looks back and sees the Variegas swarming Lynn, who fearlessly fires into the horde. I'll be back for you, Lynn. Wait for me. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna go do something real quick. So, be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. Okay, let's see. Where were we? On the outskirts of the Yellow Zone. Frostfall Squad follows the signal to its endpoint, but all they find is a patch of sandy dirt surrounded by an endless expanse of wasteland. Over here, Lynn's signal is close by. This is where the trail ends. They must have jammed it starting from this point. Tololo, can you make any contact by radio? Give me a sec, hold on. Just gotta rearrange my desk here. Okay. Connection failed. Lynn's communicator is probably non-range. Let me see, when was the last time Lynn's signal showed up? It was roughly around 5 hours ago. Lola looks around, there's nobody else besides the Frostfall Squad. A gust of wind blows in the trio's footsteps are instantly covered by the sand. Even her tracks from 5 minutes ago would be hard to find, let alone 5 hours. Cheetah, you're the one with all the clues now. Think carefully, did you see anything noteworthy during the battle? If you're talking about noteworthy stuff, what are you looking at me for? If not for this genius heroic intervention, you would be even bigger trouble right now. If you hadn't started chucking smoke bombs around, all of a sudden I could have gotten the ID card back. Now to think of it, those Viagras were acting really weird. They'd already gotten the polyalloy car, so why would they need to pursue us so hard? What? So this wasn't just robbery, but a deliberate doll kidnapping. Also, there were tons of Viagras, and they blocked off all the escape routes we planned beforehand. How many of them were there? Absolutely 6 or 7 squads worth at the very least. That is strange indeed. Viagras usually think of underground brokers as easy targets due to difference in fighting strengths, so both sides tend to think poorly of each other. While there are some less moral brokers who slum it with the Viagras, an operation like this is far beyond the ability of a single broker to control. In other words, it's not so much that the broker was in league with the Viagras, but there was someone with troops of their own running the whole show from behind the scenes. Changju ponders the issue. Was there anything special about these Viagras? Something special? Let me think. I've got it. They were wearing badges with something that looked like daggers on them. It was like, just like... Either picking up an unknown signal nearby or approaching us from the south. The roar of an engine precedes the sight of a gray Jeep cresting the sand dune. The thick black smoke spews from behind it as the noise shatters to peaceful silence at the desert. Just like that insignia on that Jeep. They were the ones chasing me and Lynn last night. Upon realizing that Lynn might be on that vehicle, Frostfall Squad subconsciously tightens their grip on their guns. Frostfall Squad prepare for battle, intercept that vehicle. Let's see. I might start here.
逃がしません。落ちた隕石のように。
Maybe they got to jump on us. The bullets are tired of riding, realize something's off and frantically pull hard on the steering wheel. Now retreat, retreat. If you run, not so fast. Earn 35 degrees, ready to fire. Also, squad sees the moment and opens fire as one. Fill out crash, and Chief finally gives up the ghost, getting for a distance before overturning. Leader, we've intercepted the vehicle. I'm heading in to search it. Oops. Leader didn't find Lynn on the vehicle, but I found a broker from yesterday who dealt with us. Cheetah drags the tussed up broker from the crashed Jeep and dumps him on the ground like a sack of potatoes. In fact, knocks his gas mask off, revealing the grimace on his face. Dolls? Is that so surprising? You should have seen a lot of dolls recently. Versus the one who tried to sell you that polyalloy car last night. What did you do with her? Changju presses the gun against the broker's head. Broker laughs in an infuriating way, as if Changju's anger means nothing to him. So that's how risky this deal turned out to be. If I'd known, I would have asked that guy for more. Don't change the subject. Changju jabs his temple with her gun for emphasis, and the pain makes the broker wince. I'll ask you once more. I'll ask you one more time. What did you do to Lynn, and who is that guy? Okay, fine. According to the code of the brokers, I shouldn't be telling you who hired me. However, I think acceptance can be made with your life at risk. Broker stretches out his right hand and draws a number in the air. He called himself Holtz. He showed me a picture of the doll to bring in and made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Oh. As for whether it was a fake name or what he wanted the doll for beats me is way above my pay grade, so to say. Holtz. Changju is visibly surprised to hear that name. Peter, what's wrong? If not wrong, the client from yesterday's commission at that mansion was also called Holtz. And according to the client's information he submitted, this Mr. Holtz ought to be the young master of a toy company. Wait, seriously? What would some little prince from a toy company even want with Lynn? I'm not sure, but I'm sure that Miss Hellion's information is correct. Where did you hand her over? It was due south from here at the port at the edge of the Yellow Zone. This doll, if you ask me, we can talk terms and make a mutually Yep, and he's out. Changju decides that there's nothing more she can learn from him and cuts off his bladder with a gun butt to the back of his head. Tito knocks out the rest of the Variegas mooks as well. Leader, since we know where Lind is, we should head out right away. Hello emerges from the Jeep, waving at Changju with the ID card in hand. Search complete. I've recovered the polyalloy card. Yes, Lynn might be in danger, so we should move quickly. Cross all squad, head toward the port at maximum speed.
これで好きなことをする時間ができましたね。
Oh wait, what kind of this thing, right? Oh, they added a different artifact recovery map. Okay. It's Abyssal Strike. Oh, it's this thing. Okay. Forward time. Okay, this thing is the. Okay. Different exchange. Okay, not bad, not bad. Veil of Night settles over the quiet port, rusted crane stand in formation by the waterline, a testament to his past glory. Currently, most of the street lamps by the shore are damaged, blinking on and off intermittently. Oswald squad huddles in a dark corner of the port, studying a massive cruise liner moored to appear. This luxury vessel stands in stark contrast to the dilapidated port. Its hull and surroundings are illuminated like daytime by high-power searchlights. More people are boarding. Below studies the gangway intently through the binoculars she's holding. This will be the 11th group tonight. Security guards in black uniforms stand on the gangway. They step forward and halt at two people who are approaching them. One of them, a well-dressed gentleman, takes a card out from his pocket and hands it to the guards. After verifying the guest's identity, the guard returns it to him with both hands and executes a picture perfect 45-degree bow before gesturing to the guest and accompanying doll to board a vessel. Most of the guests are accompanied by dolls. I surmise that after this Holtz kidnapped Lynn, he might have brought her aboard as his companion doll. Given the way they're dressed, I say there's some kind of party in there. But then why would they need so many dolls for a party? It's just weird. Also, our current location would be considered the border between the green zone and the yellow zone. So why would those rich people from the white zone come all this way to join an ordinary party here? Hello, why are you looking at me? I was just surprised. It turns out even you can say something useful at times, Cheetah. They're taking shots at me now that Lynn is gone, Tololo. Seeing that Cheetah is about to flip out, Changju strategically clears his throat to get the conversation back on track. We'll probably only learn the answer to those questions after we go in there. Cheetah, do you have any items that can help us sneak aboard that cruise ship? Of course I do. I recommend using this genius tactical grappling claw. A gentle throw sends it onto the deck, whereupon the latch is on tight, and then you can swing over with a whoosh. Changju looks around at the searchlights around the cruise liner and shakes her head in resignation. Anything else? How about this imitation dolphin? We could hide under it and swim over to the liner, then wait till they're not looking before climbing aboard. Cheetah, the plan is to sneak in, not draw the attention of the people on the ship. I knew it. I was clearly imagining things when I thought Cheeto could be useful. Hey, heard that, Tololo. Fine then, why don't you come up with a solution of your own? If stealth isn't an option, let's just walk right in. What? Looks like this cruise liner is for members only. While the perimeter security is very tight, the security procedures for boarding are fairly simple. All guests have to do is show their ID. And this is what they were showing to the guards. Tololo takes out the polyalloy card she recovered from the broker and puts it in Changju's hands. So we'll be posing as guests then. Yep, based on what we just saw now, it's not unusual for guests to board in the company of a doll. So we should be able to get two people in there. As for whether there will be further security measures after we get in, that remains to be seen. There's only plan they have, which seems even the slightest bit workable, and every moment wasted only increases the chance of Lynn meeting with danger. Changju comes to a conclusion. It's fine, we'll leave one person outside to respond to any changes in the situation and minimize the risk of failing the mission. I'll disguise myself as a guest. As for Tololo and Cheetah, Changju glances at Cheetah, whose face full of anticipation and imagines what might happen if Cheetah is allowed to roam free on her own. Scenes of the port being leveled by explosions and other kinds of devastation all fill her mind. I think I'll bring Cheetah in with me. Tololo, stay outside and help analyze the vessel structure. Make sure you maintain constant contact with Griffin HQ. Got it. Tololo nods and raises the binoculars again. Now, the remaining issue is how to hide the glossiness of a doll's synthetic dermis. As he's a leader, just leave it to me. Alas, it's time for my genius invention, Skinwalker's Break to shine. Tololo is watching Changju and Cheetah approaching the gangway through the binoculars. Greetings, your identification, please. Changju hands the guard the ID card with her left hand. Her right hand is behind her back, feeling for her dagger. The guard eyes Changju warily. Is something wrong, madam? Are you not feeling well? I feel a little hot under these searchlights. Be quick about it, please. The guard sticks the card into the reader To the quiet beep and the word success appears on the screen. We apologize for your discomfort, madam. Welcome aboard the MV Novalis, madam. We hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you. Jeonju nods and collects the ID card, and then she gently drags Cheetah along into the depths of the cruise liner. The liner's interior is decorated in a Baroque style with crystal chandeliers hanging high overhead, filling the hall with brilliant illumination. Guests in fancy clothing hold flutes of champagne as they converse in small groups. The sound of laughter and the clinking glasses fills the air. Jeonju and Cheetah only draw a few aside glances as they enter the hall. Those guys who noticed them merely erase their glasses to salute before turning away to re-immerse themselves in the revelry. How is this how the rich throw parties? Look at all this luxury. Peter, look, they decorated the wall with collapsed pieces. Can we grab a few on our way out? Lower your voice, Cheetah. There are many guests and security personnel here. We need to keep a low profile and avoid drawing unnecessary attention. Line of security robots roll between them in an orderly manner. They split up and slowly roll into the areas to the left and right. Jeonju watches them as they head into the depths of the hall. The left contains the dining hall and shopping area, while the right has the bar and the lounge. Which ones are we going to check out first, leader? I'm as tight, so for efficiency's sake, I think we should split up. Either you go left and I'll go right. We'll meet back here in 10 minutes. Gotta see you later then. The bar that adjoins the casino is livelier than the main party hall. The guys will gather in small groups and occasional laughs escapes them. Some of the guests are red-faced with anger, loudly bemoaning their luck or lack thereof. Apple juice, please. Jeonju takes a drink from the passing waiter's tray and leans on the bar, quietly listening to conversations between the guests. Soon her attention is drawn by a nearby commotion. Hey barkeep, give me and my friend here a glass of Lafite. Lafite, or whatever you call that drink, whatever. Jeonju looks to the side. Two businessmen are walking the bar, entrance arm over shoulders, headed for the counter. While noticing what's going on, the people around them seem to be either afraid or in awe of their status, because they immediately clear a path for them and give the pair a wide berth. I haven't seen you here in a long time. Where have you been recently? I had some business on my family's side, so I had to attend a whole bunch of gatherings and parties. Took a lot of doing to get free, let me tell you all that. Oh, but isn't that fun? About as fun as the hole in the head. They were all boring as hell. In the end, it's this place that suits me best. After all, there are some events that you can only find here. They're the only things that really get my blood going. Rich man taps the table with a knuckle and then points down. Two of them exchange knowing smiles. That's right, and it's not even getting to tonight's special event. It should be about time, right? The rich man looks at his watch, and gemstones set into the hands glisten with a crimson light. He laughs and takes an exquisitely made metal box from his coat pocket, reveling in a neat row of gold casino chips. Since we've got some time, why don't we go do something fun to whet our appetites? Card tables have been boring as hell during the past few weeks without you. It'd be my pleasure. A hint of excitement crosses the wealthy man's face. He nods and snatches up his glass and drinks it in one gulp. He then adjusts his suit while the other man passes his shoulder. The two of them get up and head towards the casino. For long, they're lost in the flow of humanity. Changju places her empty long stem glass on the counter before nodding to the bartender and withdrawing to the main hall. At the same time, Cheetah returns from the dining hall. Leader, listen to me. I found two really weird things. Changju nods, indicating that Cheetah should continue. I remember what Tololo said about seeing humans with doll partners at the port, but I didn't see any dolls in the main hall. Where did they all go? Now that you mention it, I've only seen humans here too. See, if Lynn were taken onto the ship by that guy, she would have been put somewhere out of sight with all those other dolls. Keeping track of the dolls' movements is definitely more important. But on Cheetah, that was a very important clue. I got more awesome stuff in store. Take a look at this picture I managed to secretly take with my microcam. Picture shows the security robot's back access port. After magnification, they can clearly make out the serial number on it. GNL Beta, that's the model we saw at the mansion on those robots Mr. Holtz ordered from the Gerard Group. Hey, I didn't say that those models weren't being marketed by the Gerard Group. Don't tell me this entire ship is Gerard Group property. It's definitely possible. However, it is also possible that the Gerard Group merely lend technical assistance to the ship's operators. Regardless of which case turns out to be true, the one thing that we know for sure is that the ship is firmly linked to the Gerard Group. Only a long hum fills the air. It seems to be coming from overhead. What's going on? It gets louder and the guest seems completely used to this and do not respond in any way. This Changju communicator beeps. She picks up the call and hears Tololo's voice. Either the gangway guards have returned to the vessel and the gangway has been closed up. It seems the ship is about to weigh anchor. No wonder we heard that strange noise. It must have been the vessel's air horn. I'll have Miss Hellion arrange for vehicle support so I can continue supporting you at sea. I'm concerned that the situation might spiral out of control once the ship leaves port, so please be careful. Understood. As it turns out, I have some things that I need you and Miss Hellion to investigate too. Changju briefs Tolo on everything she's learned so far. So you want to look into the link between the Novalis, Mr. Holt, and the Gerard Group. Yes, I've got it. Also, I have some input on the potential location of the dolls that I'd like to share with you. In the next moment, Changju receives a quick sketch of the liner's structure. Observations of the exterior suggest that the liner is divided into three main decks, marked first floor, second floor, and B1. Passengers can only board the vessel via one route. In other words, via the first floor deck where you are now. What about second floor? What are they doing up there? Thermal scans indicate that second floor contains the servers, so my guess is that it has a functional purpose similar to a server room, a command center, and other such facilities. However, I'm suspicious of the B1 deck. The part that's below the waterline. Yes, there's a hidden passage on 1F which leads to B1. It's very heavily guarded and there's lots of worker traffic moving through it. Measurements of the cargo they're moving show that they're very similar in size to dolls. In other words, Lynn's most likely to be in B1. Leader, since we know where the entrance is, why don't we hurry over right now? We'll take out the door guards and rush right straight in. After studying the number of security robots patrolling the main hall, Changju shakes her head. Hello, are there any guests leaving through that entrance? No, only workers. But it's not just the dolls, I don't see their own owners either. That's where the problem lies. The fact that these guests can move through suggests that there must be a VIP route from 1F to B1. We just don't know where it is. Changju's eyebrows narrow as she recalls what happened earlier in the bar. When both the guests said this place, he pointed down. And then the look of interest when he flashed those gold casino chips. There's a big secret behind that bar. Cheetah, let's head over to the casino. It's very likely that the B1 entrance is hidden there. Oh, okay. Oh, there's only like 8 stages. And that's the final one, okay. Gotcha. humming up fans, the beeping machinery, the rush of liquids through pipes. Surrounded by these sounds, Lynn slowly opens her eyes. Damn it, my head hurts. The room before is dark. The surrounding walls are covered in displays. These flickering images radiate a ghostly blue light that dimly illuminates the interior. She's never seen this place before. Where am I? Oh, you're finally awake. How do you feel? That's a bot. Give me a sec here. My mouse. Go. By the way, how do you feel? Lynn shudders as she hears an unfamiliar voice speaking directly into her ear and reflexively reaches for a gun, only to find that she is securely bound to the chair she's in. The chair slides along the ground for some distance, and the shrill sound of metal grinding against metal fills the air. Man laughs sadistically as he watches Lynn struggle. No need to be so anxious. I'll give your gun back later. Then looks to the side and sees a man in fancy clothing. Fancy clothes leaning against the control console, a mocking smile on his face. He has one hand in a pants pocket and holds a long stem glass in the other, blissfully savoring the fragrance of the wine within. Man slowly raises his head and exhales a long, slow breath. Even the best wine only shows its true worth in the eyes of one who understands it. Similarly, even the most powerful doll can only show its true power when wielded by a capable master. If I were you, I'd feel honored to have been chosen by a professional like me. Kagatu tongue, are you in such awe of my presence that you cannot muster up the ability to speak? No, it's just that you're trying so hard to be cool, but all you're doing is being cringe instead. Is this what passes for businessmen these days? Have you fallen so low that you've resorted to kidnapping dolls? You'll really do anything to make a quick buck, won't you? The corner of the man's mouth twitches visibly. He takes a deep breath and forces a smile to his face once again. It looks like I'll need to properly introduce myself. My name is Carl Holtz, a genius who made best-selling toys at the age of 6. Even a doll should have heard my name when the magazine's published. Harl? Who's that? Not Harl, Carl. Nope, doesn't ring a bell. So what does this have to do with abducting dolls? My father, Yakov Holtz, is the supervisor of the Gerard Group's robotics R&D department. You should understand what that means, right? Our family hasn't fallen so far that we needed to kidnap dolls to sell money. So you're not a failure of a businessman, you're a failure of a Nepo baby. If your aim was to bring me here so I would praise you, you picked the worst person imaginable for the job. Carl's mouth twitches even more intensely now. He takes 3 deep breaths before he speaks again. Let me say again, I'm not going to sell you off, so stop calling me a failure. I simply want you to do me a favor, Miss Lind. Tonight, there's going to be an arena match in the depths of the cruise liner. I want you to help me win the match so I can make my point to my father. The confusion in Lynn's eyes grows, but Carl gets more and more excited. He begins a long spiel without bothering to ask Lynn if she wants to hear it. Cruise liner you're on is actually a cathedral of entertainment for those in a rarefied social class. In here, money, power, position, everything can be wagered. Give me a sec here. Okay. And the most exciting bets are placed on the arena match that you will soon be participating in. I don't believe anyone can resist that temptation. What do you mean by arena match? Does it involve fighting? I have no idea why people are so captured by these primitive displays of violence. And I have even less idea where you're getting your confidence from, thinking that everything's going to come up roses just because you kidnapped a doll. You don't get it. A genius like me only makes a move after crafting a 100% foolproof plan. Since the arena match is a contest of strength, there's no question that tactical dolls have an advantage over civilian dolls. Fortunately, most tactical dolls are employed by the military or government organizations, and I have no desire to antagonize the government, right? Neither do I possess the strength to face off against the military. Therefore, Carl's eyes gleam with madness as he slowly walks around to the rear of the chair and plants his hands on Lynn's shoulders. My best choice was a small PMC like yours with no funding or official backing, which won't make waves even if an incident occurs. Those robots I stationed at the mansion were part of a test I arranged. Congratulations, Miss Lynn, your combat performance has won my highest approval. Small PMC won by your approval. Lynn has no idea where to start picking his words apart. You're an adult, right? Do you even not know about Griffin and Kruger? 10 years ago, Griffin was a premier PMC in the country, and you were still probably playing with literal dolls somewhere. And this planet of yours is so full of holes, and it's more like fishing net. 100% foolproof my ass. For example, if I hadn't gone to sell off that car, wouldn't your plan have derailed right from the start? But in the end, you went out and tried to sell it, right? That just proves my plan worked. Even if you hadn't taken the card, then I would have uncanceled my future commissions with Griffin and continued trying to lure you out. As long as I could get you away from Griffin, I'd have my chance to make my move. Carl begins rambling to himself, the mania in his eyes gradually fades, replaced by gloominess. Barriers were useful for that at least. Offer enough and they'll solve any kind of problems for you. If you hadn't mentioned Gerard Group just now, I'd probably have mistaken you for some stupid playboy. Do you actually think those Ryuger's thugs can be trusted, are you? Yep. How the hell did the Gerard Group manage to produce a failure like you? Shut up. Our expression shifts and he tightens the grip on Lynn's shoulders. The sudden pain forces Lynn to frown. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Stop calling me a failure. You're the same as all those people from the Gerard Group. All you do is piss me off. I thank everyone here for taking time out of your busy schedules to take part in this charity gala. I'd like to use this opportunity to introduce my son Carl. The toy he developed is the best seller on the market, and all proceeds from the sales will be donated in full to our charity foundation. I'm Carl. Say hello to all the nice people. Hello, everyone. I expected nothing less than Madam Holtz's boy. He's clearly extraordinary, even at the tender age of 6. I'm sure he'll be running a corporation of his own by the time he turns 26. How blessed are you, ma'am? But of course, it's only natural that Madam Holtz's son should be a rare genius. Why don't we say a few words, young Carl? We'd like to bask in your genius. Thank you all for coming to attend my wife's funeral. In honor my wife's dying wish, I will shoulder the legacy of the Holtz family and strive to restore its glory. The condolences, Mr. Yakov. It truly is a shame that your wife was taken from us in the prime of her life. I cannot imagine the sorrow that you and young Master Carl must be going through now. Father, I want to see Mother. Where is she? Is Mother not coming back? Silence. Carl stopped whining like a little failure. Apologies, it seems we have shown you an unseemly side of ourselves. Here comes the failure of the host family, still playing with toys at this age. The host boy never really grew up, did he? Why don't you say a few words? Carl teaches how to be a spoiled failure who doesn't even care about how pathetic he is. The experimental funds I gave you were so you could develop mechanical products that would contribute to our group, not waste on playing house. I was expecting you to make a decent copy of that doll, but are you saying you can't even figure out how to figure out a way to defeat it? Is that it? How does Celia give birth to a failure like you? I'm Carl holds the heir to the Holt's family. It's one thing if father looks down on me, but for a mere doll to do the same, what right do you have to criticize me? Hands gripping Lynn's shoulder suddenly let go, and then a fist whistles through the air before slamming into the side of Lynn's head. Impact of the fist and her head hitting the back of the chair briefly dazes her. Lynn turns and looks Carl straight in his angry bloodshot eyes. You mad, bro? So the heir to the host family went to all this expense just to capture a mere doll. Doesn't seem very smart to me. And besides, why exactly should I do what you tell me? I can control those berserk robots. I have access to the Dark Group's latest technology. You've already seen those robots before. They were under my control. Soon you will be too. Carl kicks a button on the back of Lynn's chair. The surface of the armrest and the back of the chair slides open, revealing a dense network of cables within. They coil and wrap around Lynn until she is tightly bound. Right after that, a powerful electrical current pours into her frame. Pain fills Lynn's neural cloud, and she can't help the grunt that escapes her. Carl slowly walks around Lynn until he stops in front of her. Right, I didn't need to capture an ordinary PMC doll. After all, an ordinary doll wouldn't have given me such an amusing reaction. You, on the other hand, are a different story. After all, you're a ULSD type, test type with sensory feedback comparable to that of human beings. Isn't that right, SIC-012? Lynn hasn't heard the designation ULSD and SIC-012 in a long time. Her pupils suddenly contract as she hears them spoken once again. The experimentation regime has endured as a ULSD was a nightmare that constantly haunted her. She's never revealed that part of her past to anyone else apart from the commander. How did you? Lynn wants to ask just where you learned that information from, but the agony in her frame keeps her from speaking. All she can do is watch as he takes out a remote control and see him smile coldly as he presses the button. Streams of data and electrical current slam into Lynn. Her pain is amplified numberless times. Carl's body seems to distend away in an instant, only to pull back in front of her as though in slow motion. Young Data watches over Lynn like a flood, filling her neural cloud and assaulting her level 2 layer. The tearing pain of the force override process pours into every corner of her frame. Visual module shut down amidst the pain, and her vision fills with a cold white light. Lynn struggles to see amidst the radiance, but all that greets her is an endless void. Countless Elis appear out of the virtual nothingness, slowly creeping towards her. Things are looking very bad for her indeed. Damn it. The only good thing about all this is that she has her trusty Auto 12 in hand, and with it, confidence returns to her. Then raises her gun. Can I die? I will not die, not here. Ooh. But how about...
昇進私がですか現行犯で逮捕する
Ooh.
確認。落ちた。いいはず。星々よ。これがあなたの最後の輝き。
Oh, actually, go here.
注射したくね。当然の結果だけど、ちょっと物足りないかな。
Texas Hold'em, blackjack, electronic dice, slot machines, roulette tables. You really do have everything here. The illumination from the luxurious decorations and lurid lighting melt together as gamblers move back and forth between tables, lost in this hollow enjoyment. Sanju and Cheetah dart between the crowd, searching for a clue about how to get to the B1 deck. Those two rich patrons that saw at the bar earlier are gone. Look, do you think they went there? Chanju looks where Cheetah's pointing a pair of black suited guards just standing in front of a grand looking door. The door seems quiet and sedate compared to the liveliness of the rest of the casino. There's something written on it, let me see. VIP area only for guests with gold chips. What's this VIP area? And what are those gold chips? Is there a super casino in there or something? When the wealthy guest mentioned a special event, he flashed a stack of chips which looked like they were made of gold. It looked really suspicious. Looks like we'll need to think of a way to get in there. You know, how much cash do you have on hand that we can exchange for chips? And about 500 credits worth, I guess. But leader, that's the last of my candy fund. Could you help me? Could you help make up for the rest for me? I don't have much cash on hand either. All we can do is hope that gold chips don't cost too much to redeem. Anju and Cheetah pooled their cash and then head to the casino's cage. Welcome, ladies. Will you be buying chips tonight? How much are the gold chips? Dealer smiles and pulls back the red cloth inside the cage, gesturing for the labeled numbers below. It is as you see. 1 0, 2 zeros, 3 zeros, holy cow, 5 zeros, so each one is 100 grand. It's insane, you might as well just grab a gun and rob people at this point. Anju ignores Cheetah's protest, her expression is one of serenity. Understood. I'll buy 2,000 credits worth of the chips for now, thank you. Cheetah squeezed the two little chips they just bought in her fist and drags Changchu off to a corner of the casino. Clearly, she has something to say. This is actually happening, leader. Did our money disappear just like that? And even after all of that, we only got those two measly little chips. Are you seriously planning to win 100,000 credits and stake with a stake of 2,000? I was, actually. Are you for real? Then we should just hold up everyone here. It would be faster that way. I mean, when it comes to gambling, we'll be totally screwed if we lose just once, right? Cheetah, you forgot the most important thing. What's that? You mean like how we can claim everything we lose from caretaker's caretaker as a business expense? No. What's important is that we won't lose. Oh, give me a sec. Hold on, I got a DM. Let me see this. Sideshow Changju takes the chips from Cheetah before flipping them up into the air and neatly catching them. You're dolls, and that is why we will not lose. For a moment, Cheetah stares blankly at the gleaming confidence in Changju's eyes, and she gets what Changju is hinting at. A wicked grin spreads across Cheetah's face as she rubs up against Changju. I gotta say you're going to cheat then, is that it, leader? It's not cheating, just leveraging our advantages as dolls. Changju looks at the card tables in the distance. I was observing how the tables were distributed in the casino. Each one has 5 dealers and a supervisor, and they have IR scanners under each table to keep players from cheating. We probably won't have much luck trying to pull off a sleight of hand at the gambling tables. Slot machines are fully automatic and appear to be a good choice, but there are too many punters around them, and there's no way we can do anything with so many eyes watching. Doesn't that mean we're out of options? You still have this. Changju exchanges a look with Cheetah, and then they approach one of the electronic tables. Upon detecting someone nearby, a mechanical arm lifts a touchscreen and presents it to the pair. Changju taps it, and the edges of the table light up. The hologram of a virtual dealer appears over the center of the table and bows to them. Team guest number 03425, welcome to the Carnival Cubics DB01 online entertainment system. Please select the game you would like to play and insert your chips into the slot on the right. During the game, please refrain from striking, damaging, or attempting to disassemble the machine. Since it's a networked device, we should be able to hack it through level 2. The plan is to stop the data pertaining to failures, only let the successful data through. Oh, so you're saying we can directly access the casino network and mess with the results precisely. The Gerard Group provided this special service for gamblers who had difficulties going to offline casinos, but it's turning out to be a godsend for us instead. Changju smiles and slips her chips into the machine. The dice on the screen begin spinning at high speed. Let's go for the mode with the simplest rules, high and low. Estimate 6 rounds should be enough for us to go up from 2,000 to 100,000 credits. Why don't we maintain the signal spoofing for longer? Wouldn't that be better? We'll trigger the system alerts if we do that for too long. It's less risky this way. All we need to do is work fast in level 2. Are you ready, Cheetah? The game is about to begin. Come on, this genius has been waiting for this. Alright. Are these the dice programs for the Carnival Cubic? They're small and square and pretty cute. Cheetah, don't get careless. I can only spoof the error signals for a few rounds. We need to take care of this ASAP. So that means we can gain points but not lose them. Relax, leader. I won't hold you back. Playing games is serious business for me. Okay, give me a sec here. Alright, so achieve a score of 100,000. Okay, so we just gotta hit them. Three. Okay, let's hit this one. Oh. One. Oh, shit. Okay, let's hit them again, I guess. 2, 2, 2. Okay, so so 3 2s. How much would that get me? Or okay, okay, so it shows 4, 5, 6 games. Okay, so we need to get. Okay, so I get it. Got it. 4, 1, 5. Okay, so this one needs to change. 1, still 1, motherfucker. Okay. Let's do this one.
もういいでしょ
5, 3, 4.
う了解
Okay, wow, okay. The spinning die gradually slows down and eventually comes to a halt with the 6 facing out. The carnival Cubex machine plays upbeat music. Congratulations, winning again. Guess number 03425. Do you wish to continue betting? We scored the 100k we need. Let's wrap things up. Quick button and flooded chips pours out shoot amidst the sound of clinks and beeps. Leader, we're rich. Huh? It takes out a soul golden chip from the pile. Its mass takes her by surprise. Wait a minute, I think the ship is made from actual gold. Is this Gerard Group giving these out just like that? Well, 100,000 credits is pretty close to the price you pay for actual gold. Is that how it is? Then this place is a gold mine. I wish we had more time to earn money. Earn more, then we could hand it to the caretaker's caretaker. He is muttering, he is interrupted by an alert. Changju turns away to take Tololo's call. Leader, the cruise ship has come to a halt in the bay that's surrounded by mountains on 3 sides. A bay that's fenced in by mountains. Choosing such a well-hidden location suggests that their special event isn't something that they want others to see. That's what Miss Hellion said too. She sent 2 support echelons and a helicopter over. We're currently shadowing the liner. If anything happens, we'll be able to support you ASAP. Right, be careful, don't let the external guards spot you. Understood. We've also finished analyzing the vessel's structure. I'll send a 2D map to you later. Once you find Lin, you can evac the following the indicated route. I'll pick you up on the deck. Good work, Tololo. You're almost as efficient as this genius. Why isn't anyone talking? After a brief silence, Tololo awkwardly clears her throat. Also, I learned something about the matter you asked me to investigate. What did you find out? The Novalis belongs to a toy company. It's a place that the company uses to host charity events, and many media outlets have reported on it. The CEO, Madame Celia, would often bring her son Carl to these events. The toys Carl created have also made big news. The heir to a toy company, in other words, that's Mr. Holtz. That's right, Carl's full name is Carl Holtz. The contact information he gave to Griffin was correct. But why would someone who runs a charity want to kidnap Lind? Also, the inside of this build is about as far from non-profit as you can get. You're right, it isn't connected to charity at all because Madame Celia passed away from an illness 6 years ago, and her toy company went down with her. Currently, the ownership of the liner has been transferred to Carl's father, Yakov. Oh, I remember that name. He was that jerk who was building robots for the Gerard Group. So you're saying this kidnapping was masterminded by father and son duo? Something's not quite right. After putting together all the information Tolo has given, Changju falls silent for a while. Since Carl's father is Gerard's group researcher, he ought to have a way to get those berserk robots under control. Why did he go out of his way to get a PMC to clean up his mess? Could he have been trying to get us to pick up that ID card? That would make it even weirder. Given the Gerard Group's wealth and power, they would definitely have access to in-house paramilitary forces. They wouldn't need to hire criminals like the Variegas, and they most certainly wouldn't need to resort to such roundabout means to kidnap Lind. Most likely possibilities that Carl didn't want to draw the group's attention, and all this was simply a personal initiative. They're saying Yakov doesn't know about this. Indeed, everything's been going smoothly all night, from boarding the vessel to the ID check. Even the ship's security forces have been replaced by robots for the most part. I think it's less that he doesn't know, and more like he isn't even on the ship at all. Both sides of the line go silent. Well, even if we know all this, we still don't know what the kidnappers are trying to accomplish. There's still too much that we don't know. All we can do is head down to B1 deck and see if we can find more clues there. Yep, seeing is believing after all. Let's go, go, go. Give me a sec here, hold on. let me just like finish this thing here and then we'll like continue. Okay, after ending the transmission with Tololo, Changju, and Cheetah arrive at the door marked VIP area. Can we go in? One moment, please. The security guard takes the gold chip and presses it to a sensor on the door. There's a beep, and then the door slowly opens, revealing a lavishly decorated elevator. Please proceed, ladies. To Liv, looks like our guest was on the mark. I hope we'll be able to see Lynn soon. The pair entered the elevator while holding these thoughts in their hearts. The heavy doors separate the inside and the outside like a wall. There's a muffled commotion from behind the door, as though the sound is being muffled by some invisible membrane. As the feeling of weightlessness from the elevator's descent grows, the noise becomes clear. Now the elevator comes to a halt and the door slowly opens. Shouts and screaming fill the air, and a mix of sweat, blood, and stimulants hits them in the face like a physical blow. What on earth is this place? Unlike the brightly lit 1F, B1 is dim with blood red lighting. In the center of the huge circular arena surrounded by maniacal fans, their formal attire cannot hide the bloodlust in their eyes. The sound of cheers and curses blend together as though this is their paradise of release. And in the arena, a red doll and a blue doll are engaged in combat. Payout odds for both sides fluctuate on the overhead screen, and the shifting numbers have the audience in their grasp. It's as though the entire B1 deck is the group of some indescribable frenzy. Oh, how could this be happening? Don't tell me they kidnapped Lynn too. Suddenly an ear-splitting cheer comes from the crowd. Changju and Cheetah look towards the arena. The red doll has her foot firmly planted on the blue doll's head, and the shiny floorboards reflect her crushed, distorted face. And the red doll raises her sword high and aims for the opponent's shoulder joint and forcibly drives the weapon home. The blue doll's right arm is parted from the rest of her body, and she rolls over several meters away, coming to a halt at the edge of the arena. The disarmed blue doll curls up on the ground, moaning in pain. The doll's pitiful cries are immediately drowned out by the cheers of the audience. In the very next moment, there's a big screen above the ring zooms in on the doll's cold eyes. Kralik? Yo, what? No, that's not actually Kralik, is it? That's not actually her. That's a different model of her, right? Boy, you awake? Lynn's blank eyes open. She turns her head jerkily toward the voice. Protocol activated. Target identification module successfully loaded. Awake then, are you? Power presses the button on the remote. There is a crisp click and the bindings on the electric chair disengage. Stand up and walk around. Lynn stands up and mechanically walks around the room, then awaits Carl's next command. Put in place and then sit back down. After seeing Lynn execute his commands to the letter, Carl claps his hand in the light. I didn't think the beta virus would be so effective. Even a rush copy of 45% of the code segments is still enough to control the doll's neurocloud. I wonder those defects in the arena all fight like they're possessed once they get infected by it. Why did Dad sit on such good stuff like this instead of giving it to me? Good stuff, I was just pretending to space out and you totally fell for it. Seems a bit too easy, doesn't it? Talk about a stupid moron of a nepo baby. Once again, Lynn lambasts Carl's intelligence in the confines of her mind. Forget it, this actually helps bypass all kinds of problems. I might be able to get him to spill the beans on something too. The data saw my level 2 just now was massive. If I hadn't fought back in time, my neural cloud would have been overridden. Was it because the virus code was incomplete? Still, wasn't the virus targeted toward Gerard dolls? I was built by IOPs, so why was it effective against me? Could it be that Gerard dolls use the same base layer technology as IOP dolls? Before Lynn can reach a conclusion, Carl gives her another order. Oi, dog, come here. I'll tell you about the arena rules and your opponent tonight. Here it comes, let me see what exactly you're up to. Lynn walks over to Carl's side. While Lynn was mentally prepared for what she might see in an arena, the sight before her still hits her hard. The screen shows camera feed in it a red-colored doll with bunny ears viciously chopping a doll on the ground to bits. It exemplifies cruelty, violence, and savagery. Just about every frame of the video maxes out Lynn's tolerance for disgust. As you can see, there are no rules in the doll arena. You can use any means to attack and can freely destroy your opponent's frame. Then we put whoever reduces their opponent to scrap first wins. Carl pushes the pause button. The feed is frozen on an image of the moment when the red dog cuts her opponent in half at the waist. This is your opponent tonight, Kralik, who's known as K09 here. When the CERN underground doll arena was all the rage in the green zone, she was one of the 2 most popular fighters there. Do you know why that is? Melee combat dolls are rare enough for starters, and her brutal fighting style was most entertaining and, of course, the most thrilling to show. The more the audience loved it. Unfortunately, the real Kralik escaped during an incident 8 years ago, and it was her partner, the other one, most popular fighter, there who helped her flee. Oh, okay, so Kralik escaped from the doll fighting, and it was the Kralik in the arena that helped her escape. Ah. Even though they usually tried their best to kill each other in the ring, they decided to be all buddy-buddy at that time. At a time like that, dolls make me sick. Despite being created by humans, all they think about is betraying humanity. And forget it. Why am I even telling a doll like you all this? Carl throws up his hands in exasperation. Your organization's finances haven't been doing too well recently, so in order to whet the investor's appetite, Dad modified one of the Kralik replicas frames into the K09 unit. It preserves the original Kralik's fighting style to the maximum extent. Even her swing force is a 1-to-1 match. Unsurprisingly, K09 is undefeated in the arena. It's won 22 consecutive matches so far, and its total winnings are a jaw-dropping amount. This is why I've brought you here. I want you to replace the K09 and become the new king of the ring. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? But so it was for such a stupid reason. That's why I hate unreasonable violence. It takes great effort for Lynn to suppress her desire to throw up. No, now's not the time to fight back. If the commander were here, or even just leader, they'd tell me not to be impulsive. I need to stay calm. The way you are now makes it hard for me to tell how much is actually getting through. To understand, if you understand, repeat what I said. Understood. The mission is to help you destroy the doll that your dear father went to all the effort to build. Yes, good. Carl nods in satisfaction. That tone, though it sounds strange, is sarcasm, a factory default setting for you. And never mind, it doesn't matter. As long as you blow K09 apart with your shotgun, the audience will go crazy over you, and you'll become the new star of the underground with countless fans and followers. Meanwhile, I'll have the grounds to talk terms with Father. I'll have proven that I can influence the family business, and that I'm the one who most deserves to operate Mother's cruise liner. How's that? Isn't that a win-win plan worthy of a genius? Carl looks at Lynn blank face and seems a little disappointed. Otter was like this too. He'd either mock me or ignore me every day. Go ahead and talk. It doesn't matter if you're sarcastic or not. This is just too boring. For instance, don't you have any questions you want to ask me? Right, just ignore those unnecessary orders. Ask what you want. You just said that having me get rid of K09 was just one of your goals, right? The firepower wasn't a real reason to pick me. Of course, I just wanted a fighter. Buying a tactical doll from the black market would have been simple enough. But the arena isn't a battlefield. It's ultimately just a form of entertainment. The performance aspects of it are more important than the fighting elements. Like pain, for instance. Carl then taps the ULSD dossier on his table. I know you were an experimental unit with simulated sensory organs, and your ability to perceive pain is beyond anything other dolls can match, let alone these fighters. Most of them are defects Father produced in the process of producing third-gen dolls. Most don't even have mature neural cloud modules loaded. They're failures in every sense of the word. While the beta virus does have a side effect of amplifying sensory feedback, they can only respond mechanically, which is far from what research-grade work demands. While the beta virus does have a side effect of amplifying sensory feedback, they can only respond mechanically, which is far from what research-grade work demands. So even pain can become an object of scientific study. If the audience wants it, nothing is impossible. Oh, you should watch this. We'll be working together for a good long time anyway, so the more you understand, the better. Seen on the monitor changes to a video log of an experiment. A shabbily dressed man is tied to a wooden rack, and a group of researchers in white coats are surrounding him. Commencing experiment number GR00237, now collecting data on Edge implements injury. The researcher raises his scalpel and jabs into the test subject. Blood sprays out and covers the screen. The subject screams, echoes through the chamber, while the researchers look down at their clipboards and scribble notes as though all this was just a footnote to completing their experiment. Experiment number GR00237, control group, begin procedure. The scene shifts. The test subject is now a doll. Researcher jabs his scalpel into the doll's arm once, twice, over and over again until he produced suffering like what that human endured. What? Why were they doing this? Then feels her neural cloud temperature spiking. If what she saw before was merely nauseating, what she's looking at now, it fills her with utter boiling rage. The image of the test subject doll defocuses, it disintegrates, then comes back together before her eyes, over and over again. The lingering pain from the virus awakens, traveling through her frame until it converges on her right arm. It's as though the scalpel has passed through the screen and is stabbing through her synth skin. How that hurts. Last I felt that was when... Then squeezes her eyes shut. Memories pour in like a tide. Those days and nights laced with the scent of antiseptics and all the helplessness and misery suddenly feel exceptionally real to her. She remembers the blindingly bright surgical lights, the ice cold slap, the aloof looks on the researchers' faces, and the way she curled up from the pain. She remembers the questions she used to ponder back then. What did I feel back then? Was I chosen as a test subject? Was it despair, fear, discontent? No, back then I wasn't even self-aware enough to ask myself these things. I even thought that my pain was the whole reason I existed. It's like these test subjects and these arena fighters, they're being treated as tools to be used, discarded by their masters, and they think it's perfectly natural. I know better now. I know this has been right. I met people who show me the truth, giving their all with correct words and correct actions in order to show that what was done to me was wrong. Lynn recalls the faces of many people to Commander Kalina, Hellion, the others from Frostfall, and many others besides all friends, and that she has privilege of sharing her life with. If she hadn't met them, she would probably still be trapped in a place like this, existing only to suffer, like in the video. So this time, it's my turn too. Just then, Carl's voice chimes in, taking Lynn out of her thoughts and back to reality. Hey, you haven't moved a muscle for 3 full minutes. What's the matter? Did you lose screen or something? Was that virus too strong? Did it burn out your neural cloud or something? Crap, I hope not. That would be really bad. Series of rapid knocks interrupts his words, and a waiter's voice speaks from outside the door. Mr. Carl, your father just called. It would be best if you attended to it immediately. What? His face falls instantly. He rushes over to the door and flings it open. The waiter on the other side is startled by the forcefulness of his actions. What did he say? Father sounded quite angry and said he was on his way back, so I was worried that he might have found out about your plan. Didn't he go to Lviv with his staff to prepare for a technical summit? Didn't he say it was very important? How could he spare the time to come back? I'm not very sure. Damn it, he's always ruining things for me at the most important moment. Take me to the deck right now and think of a way to delay him. The door slams shut with a loud bang, and the voice of Carl and the waiter gradually fade into the distance. Lynn breathes a sigh of relief. Here I am, and here I was thinking about how to get rid of that arrogant young master. That phone call sure came in time. After that, Lynn connects herself to the command console and begins planning her next move. Fortunately, I still have the virus data that I copied from the mansion robots. This robot's going out of control was caused by a virus. Then uploading it to all the security robots on the ship through the central command console should trigger an uprising too. Once they all go berserk, I'll wait for the right moment to lead the dolls out of here and make our escape. Then looks at the clock on the wall and the endlessly progressing flow of time. While there are still many variables in the plan, given the situation, she'll have to take things one step at a time. I don't have time to decrypt the security routine. I'll just break through it by force. All right. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, give me a sec. Hold on. Let me just take a few minutes here real quick. Okay, so where were we?
墓地隕石のように。注射したくね。逃がしません。
And the turn, go, go, go,
給与が上
go.
がるんですか。給
Oh
与
wait,
が上
we
が
could
るん
just
で
like
すか。
skip the whole thing. There you go. If only the leader and the others were here, doing this by myself is a pain. Fortunately, the virus is already doing its thing. A few more minutes and the ship's defense systems will be completely paralyzed. Maybe I can use this time to find the exact locations of the imprisoned dolls. We see the database should be here, right? I found it's a blueprint of ship's internal layout. What are these next to it? Encrypted documents. Right, I can't open them. I'll just copy them all and worry about them later. The hour hand in the room's clock has traveled quite some distance. The sound of hard leather shoes on metal passes is audible through the door, accompanied by Carl's cursing. Useless bastard, why did you make such a big fuss even though nothing happened? As a master of Novalis, I need to bring my match forward right now. But no bus, and I don't care about the back end people have to say about it either. You will begin the match before Father returns. Crap, that Carl guy is back. Copy progress 9798. Lynn's fingers fly across the keyboard, her eye darting between the monitor and the door faster and faster. Come on, just a little more. The progress bar fills up with a beep, then quickly closes the control terminal, then takes a deep breath before quickly returning to her previous position. Carl storms in, then quickly glances around the room several times but finds nothing amiss. Then he glares at Lynn. Are you awake? Protocol activated. Target identification module successfully loaded. Seeing Lynn wakes up from offline status, soothes Carl's frazzled nerves somewhat. Phew, seriously? Screw that old fart, he keeps messing up my plans. I was planning to work on tactics, but the situation has changed and it looks like we won't have time for that now. Our match has been brought forward, we're up next. This is well, the virus should kick in around that time. Alright, I'll play with you then. Ignorant of Lynn's intentions, Carl takes a deep breath, then his confident smile returns to his face. Let's go. It's time we made our entrance.
当然の結果だけど、ちょっと物足
Alright.
りないかな。
Okay, then we're on to number 7 already, huh? Ready? Red doll easily evades the last shot. The blue doll loses its other arm and stumbles back, its neck spewing sparks. Red doll lunges forward, swinging her sword at the blue doll's vitals and delivering a fatal blow. In the next moment, the blue doll keels over and the red doll ruthlessly stomps her underfoot. The battle decided, the roars and the audience grows louder and louder, waves of sound echoing inside the compartment. Finisher, finisher. Target destruction command low complete. Red doll drives her hand into blue doll's chest, and with a burst of strength, she rips out her opponent's still glowing heart. There is a crunch of electronic components splintering, and then the arena filled with deafening screams. In response to the audience's cries, the red doll raises the fragment of her opponent's heart into the air, then she turns and vanishes backstage. Leader, what's the purpose of bringing all those dolls aboard the ship just so they could be thrown into the underground arena? I can't accept this is too much. How could something like this happen? I didn't expect the people behind the doll arenas to still be going strong. Looks like that crackdown operation from back then didn't get rid of them. What do you mean by crackdown operation? Were there places like this before? I heard that doll arenas like this used to be really popular in green zones for a while. Back then, they were run by mobsters, and the purchase, modification, and smuggling of dolls on the black market was very common. Ever since the State Sec began their doll arena crackdown operation in 2067, such organizations began to decline, and the government began strengthening regulation of the use of tactical dolls. No looks things, they're back, and they just split to the border between the green and yellow zones. So those jerks from back then are walking around without a care in the world now. This isn't right. Can't be sure. Perhaps the mobsters were replaced by the Dark Group. Perhaps both sides reached an agreement to split the profits. The one thing we do know is that the people in charge of the arena now are the Gerard Group, with their massive influence, power, and resources. The casino above us, no, I should say this entire cruise liner, exists for the sake of this underground doll arena. Zhangju looks towards the ring. Workers are clearing up the doll wreckage from the arena. The sight makes Zhangju's voice more somber. There's no telling how many dolls have suffered like that in this place. We were lucky to be able to live under the protection of Griffin, but we simply didn't know enough about the dark side of civilized society. Now that you mention it, since this cruise is for members only, all the people it serves are definitely wealthy or powerful, right? Maybe Gerard uses places like these to gain political leverage on them. Greg, I'm sure there are many deeply hidden dealings here that we haven't yet discovered. I wish I could reveal all their bad deeds to the world. Hey, who turned out the lights? Suddenly the lights above the audiences, the audience seats go out one after another from the outside inwards. In the darkness, a shaft of blinding light descends from above, illuminating the host. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MV Novalis. Our queen of the ring, K09, will be taking a short rest, and she will return to give you an exciting show later on. To all our guests who wish to wager on the outcome, please proceed to the right side of the ring within 10 minutes and place your bets with your gold chips in hand. No wonder you need gold chips to get into this place, so that's what they're for. I'm sure many of our honored guests have lost their dolls during the course of tonight's arena matches, and as such, we have a special offer for you. All guests who have fielded contenders against K09 tonight are entitled to a free trial of the group's latest batch of prototypes codenamed GNL Beta, and enjoy the highest possible discounts tonight should they decide to purchase them. The host claps, and a carefully crafted advertisement trailer appears on the big screen. Rows of specially modified dolls walk into the frame, ranging from domestic models to entertainment types, and everything else in between, each of a different make and appearance. The only thing these dolls have in common is that they all have the same empty eyes as K09 does. As you can see, the dolls from the GNL Beta batch have blank neural clouds, and their default beta programming makes them completely obedient to your instructions. It means they won't complain, won't refuse orders, and they definitely won't betray you. You can customize them to suit your personal preferences and needs, or allow them to be freely used. Of course, domestic models will have all combat functionality removed, so you can rest assured that your product is absolutely safe. But does that mean they won't even try to fight back? Of course. The host's voice slowly fades away, only to be replaced by twisted cheers and shouts from the audience. Some people have already playing how to make full use of their new acquisitions. All kinds of deviant discussions filter through the air and make their way to Chungju's and Cheetah's ears. Well, crap, are these people all perverts? I can't take it anymore. Either can I go and teach them all a lesson? I'm not Cheetah, we haven't found Lin yet. Also, we learned something from that little speech just now. At the very least, we now know why the dolls in the arena all seem so strange. Turns out they were under the control of a virus. We need to prepare for the possibility that Lin has also been controlled by that virus. Spotlights come on again, illuminating the freshly clean ring. Right after the short intermission, it's time for what we've all been waiting for. Since our next contender will be using firearms, we urge all guests to stay beyond the boundary line, lest you be injured by stray rounds. Light red panes of bulletproof glass rise from the arena around the ring and blocking it off from the audience. And now introducing the queen of the ring and her challenger. As the audience cheers, spotlight focus on follow Crimson Doll as she slowly walks into the ring. It is K09, sword in hand. And then a shaft of dazzling light shines down on the right side of the arena, framing a purple doll who's holding a familiar shotgun. Peter, that's Lin. Peter, try to establish comms with Lin right now. At this range, we should be able to contact her using our squad channel. Transmission goes through, but Lin's face remains blank and she does not respond. What should we do, leader? I think Lin's really been taken over by that whatever virus. Can't be helped, we'll just have to go to her ourselves. I'll ask Tololo to make the necessary preparations. Cheetah, get ready to back me up. Lin's safety is our top priority. Hello, leader. I'm not getting a reply from Lin's communicator. Not good, they're about to attack. You pay attention to the enemy's movements. We need to step in to provide support if Lin is in danger. A hot load of shot hits the floor of the arena. Metal balls ricochet off the bulletproof glass and crack spiderwebs everywhere. Upon seeing Lin's attack missed, K09 quickly whirls her blade around, converting her swing to a thrust aimed directly at Lin's chest. Lin steps diagonally backward and barely avoids a strike, but K09's sword tip grazes her arm and leaves a dark red wound. That hurts. Fortunately, my tactical BDU's made of strong material, so only a synth skin got nicked. Otherwise, I might have lost the entire arm. K09 clearly doesn't anticipate her opponent avoiding her otherwise fatal blow because she freezes up in surprise. However, she quickly changes her stance and resets her sword, ready to launch another attack. Lin's feet keep moving and she dodges a series of attacks before pulling away to make some space between them. Why is she so damn fast? Is she actually a rabbit or something? She's been on me like Sabrina on dinner ever since the battle began. I haven't had a chance to counterattack at all. Even if it's because of the beta virus, that kind of tenacity is just scary. Lin carefully studies K09's every move as she works to get her breathing under control while shifting her center of balance and keeping her finger on the trigger. When Panic, Leader, and Cheetah are in the audience, all I need to do is draw this out until the robots go berserk. Hold up. I'll open fire the next time she rushes me. Should be able to find an opening then. Now, when she sees K09 raise her sword, Lynn pulls the trigger without hesitation. A wall of shot spews from her gun's barrel and slams into K09's weapon with a crisp sound of metal on metal. Although K09 evades most of the metal balls with preternatural speed, one of them manages to punch through her shoulder. Surprisingly enough, K09 completely ignores her shoulder injury and brings her blade down on Lynn's head with a cleaving chop. Then rolls back out of the way and once again evading the attack by the skin of her teeth. When Carl says something about wanting to improve the beta virus sensory side effects, she's clearly nowhere as sensitive to pain as I am. How is that even fair? Can't be helped, having to go full auto on her. I just have to fix your frame once we get out of here. Then takes a deep breath, then decides to max out her power outputs. Kind of red hot lead instantly blocks the way ahead of her. K09 steps aside and dodges each and every pellet headed her way, then she reverses her grip on her sword and rushes Lynn. Once she determines that K09 is within range, Lynn focuses her fire on K09's lower body. K09 loses her balance and takes a hit to her right leg, which supports her frame. Then jumps over, pressing the off balance K09 to the ground with her elbow and pressing the muzzle of her gun against K09's head with the other hand. That'll settle her now. However, K09 chooses this moment to rope with a tremendous force. She punches up with the back of her blade, knocking away the gun on her head before slamming her right knee into Lynn's chest and taking her by surprise. Pain radiates through Lynn's chest as she staggers back while panting heavily. Damn, it hurts so bad I can't see straight. Although her vision is now blurry, Lynn still strives to right her balance while opening fire on K09's direction. Soon the auto 12 she's holding clicks as its hammer falls on an empty chamber. K09 dashes up in front of Lynn, her sword held high. Lynn! And then K09's hand suddenly freezes in midair. The lights above her suddenly flash and the bulletproof glass around the ring slowly lowers. The entire arena is filled with bizarre silence. Then the sound of mechanical whirring comes from all around them. Get it now, support Lynn. The guns blaze fire as bullets hit the ground under K09's feet, driving her back. Then, as though they've received some kind of signal, every single robot in the arena begins opening fire indiscriminately. The members of the audience scream and flee in all directions. Mr. Chaos, Changju, and Cheetahs hear Lynn's voice over the communicators. Looks like luck was on our side in the end. Then it's you. You mean you weren't taken over by whatever that virus thing? Thank goodness I thought you were finally finished just now. Finish my ass, don't jinx me. Then gets up and dusts herself off, changing out a new drum of ammo as she does. Then she vaults over the arena's fencing and returns to Frostfall Squad. Welcome back, Lind. Changju and Cheetah smile as they meet her gaze, then they pivot and wordlessly take up a defensive formation. Where's Sololo? I'll tell you along the way. Right now, we're going to follow the route she planned to get out of here. The sooner the better. We can't use the elevator anymore, so we'll need an alternative route. In other words, we'll have to go through the back of the audience seating, follow the supply corridor, and then use it to reach the main deck. Cheetah, prepare to fall back. No problem, leader. Leave it to me. Cheetah pulls a flashbang out of her waist, pulls the pin on it, and then throws it to the ground. Smile for the camera. A blinding flash of light envelops the arena, and K09 is forced to shield her eyes. If she can finally open them, all K09 can see is the trio running into the back of the seating area. Automatic loading, pursuit command. Target identification successful. Still looking in the direction where the trio have fled, K09 stands up once again and gives a chase. So Mr. Arrogant Young Master went to all that effort to capture you because he wanted you to fight for him? His exclamation is so loud that it echoes through the hall. A bunch of security troopers came to investigate, but a hail of fire forces them to take cover behind the pillars. As Lynn shoots and she gives Cheetah a give me a break look. Hello, we're still trying to escape here. Can you keep it down? But things ended up this way because he half-assed everything. Truly speaking, it wasn't just because of that, but I don't have time to elaborate now. Cheetah, help me lay down some covering fire. I have something to tell Leader. No problem, this time we'll protect you, Lin. Cheetah flashes an okay signal, okay sign, then moves up to the head of the formation. Just then, transmission from Tololo came in. Leader, head right at the fork up ahead, and you'll see the corridor leading to the deck. Understood. Then what is it that can't wait until we get up there? Sorry, Leader. But in a sense, this is the last chance I'll get for this. Then takes a deep breath and looks up at the fork up ahead. Managed to interface with their systems in the liner's main control room, and I found their exact location. That is the dolls being controlled by the arena staff. I want to take them with us. What? Where are they being held? Area D3 on the port side. Tololo, calculate a route there. Roger. The reply from Tololo comes less than a minute later. Left path from the fork ahead leads to Area D3, the exact opposite way from the exit, and the ship security is closing in on your location. It would be a risky course of action. For sure our group reinforcements arrive quicker than we can move, things will be even worse. What do you want to do, Leader? Youngster doesn't reply, only tapping her terminal with her index finger. Then I'm fairly sure you've prepared yourself for this possibility, but I must remind you that if we choose to commit this course of action, we might not be able to complete the objective or ensure everyone's safety. If so, do you wish to proceed? Yeah. I can't do it by myself, so I need you, Cheetah, Tololo. I need all Frostfalls to help me out. You don't say things like this often. There's a short silence. Changju looks Lin in the eye as though she's come to a decision. Understood. Cheetah plans. Frostfall squad, we're heading to Area D3 to rescue the captured dolls. Lin blinks in surprise as she stares at her squad leader. The mental image she's always had of Changju is someone who has always been cautious and diligent. Yes, she has agreed readily to Lin's request. Lin can see a trust which needs no justification in Changju's eyes. Oh, so we're going to be doll saviors now. Awesome, I've always wanted a halo. Hello, help us draft up another route that helps us avoid ship security. Wilco. Lin, how many dolls are we talking about here? According to the data from the control room, there are about 170 of them. The more troublesome thing is that their neural clouds have been wrecked by the beta virus. They might not listen to us anymore. Wait, so there are almost 200 of them and they might not even cooperate with us. We can't exactly cart them all off one by one, right? Also, even assuming we got them into a position to be calculated, we wouldn't have the time or cabin space to evacuate them all. When she opens her terminal and begins thinking as she studies the ship blueprints. The dolls are all at the stern of the vessel. If we could trap the enemy mid-ships, it would give us a lot more time to work in. Cheetah looks over Changju's shoulder and studies the map. Then she points at the red-shaped shaded area at the middle rear of the vessel. Leader, why don't we blow up the central fuel tank over there and cut the ship in half? That way we can separate the part where all the dolls are. Oh wait, you want to blow the ship in half? Do we even have enough? Do we even have anything powerful enough to do that? Have you forgotten this genius forte? Cheetah produces a little ball out of nowhere and tosses it up, a wicked glint in her eyes. But I behold my remote bomb, at least a place for it to see proper use. Anyway, give the order, Leader, that bunny-eared girl's coming after us. Changju's gaze hardens as she focuses on the incoming figure in red. She quickly judges the feasibility of the mission and makes a decision. Cheetah, plant the explosives at the central fuel tank and watch for a chance to set it off, but only after Lin and I arrive. Got it. Hello, contact Miss Hillian right now and have her send more backup. Once we scuttle the ship, we'll need people who can manage to and move the part of the vessel where all the dolls are. Understood. Then and I will stay here to lure the enemy to their side of the ship. We'll buy time for Cheetah, Tololo, and our backup to arrive. Chaos and Chaos should be Cheetah's strong suit, right? Still, never mind, this sort of thing is alright from time to time. Then reloads her Auto 12, then focuses her gaze on the upcoming K09 before pulling the trigger. Your shotgun, whoops. Your shotgun sprays the torrent of lead, blasting huge chunks of the masterfully carved marble paneling. A column collapses with a deafening crash. K09 is forced to stop as the fallen pillar blocks her path and throws up a huge cloud of dust. Aren't you good at running? Come catch us then. Oh man, my throat is so dry from all this reading. Okay, we just gotta take down Kralik, right? Oh, and kill 2 bulwark type. You got it. Okay, that's 1. Oh. We'll deal with Kralik later. There we go. Evacuate everyone, so yeah. Yo, okay. Go, run away.
Target. 給与が上がるんですか。正規決はい。
Dude, he throws so far. Terrain to mount hit and run attacks on K09 and their pursuers. They managed to strand them on the B1 deck and get them to the main deck on time. It's almost time. Are Cheetah and Tololo ready yet? The plan's going smoothly and our backup is in place. Head to the pickup point now. Bear runs towards the center of the ship where they find Cheetah waving to them happily. Over here, over here. This time I was faster than you and Lin. Aren't you going to praise me? Tololo, bring the chopper in, prepare for extraction. Renju pulls Cheetah behind her and looks up. Tololo pilots the chopper towards the 3 of them. It comes to a halt in at the last moment, the rotors turning up waves on the surface of the water below. The camera slides open and Tololo pokes her head out to throw a rope ladder down to 3 of them. Come on. Just then, there is a loud crash and K09 bursts out from a nearby hatch. Her eyes aglow with crimson rage. She tightens her grip on her sword and immediately lunges at the 3 dolls. Now Cheetah blows the charges. You're just in time. Cheetah squeezes the button on her detonator and her bombs detonates the central fuel tank. A massive A flame shoots into the sky and dyes the darkened sky a dull red. The ship lurches heavily as it is cut in two. Fragments fly everywhere as the two halves keel over and begin sinking into the sea. K-09's frame is sent flying by the shockwave, and she lands heavily on the stern of the vessel, while Frostfall uses it as an opportunity to scramble aboard the ladder. The helicopter climbs rapidly, rising high into the night sky. We did it! Then can see Helion's backup arriving by the light of the burning deck. The familiar, formerly dust-gathering tugboat is now towing away the stern and the vessel where the captured dolls are. Looks like we managed to rescue all those dolls as well as that K-09. Things went better than expected. We're lucky that our backup arrived before Gerard's forces did. We can't get careless because of that. Hello, activate EW stealth systems. We need to get out of here ASAP. Understood. Mission complete. Preparing to RTB. Hello, presses a button on the helicopter control panel. It shimmers for a moment in the night sky, then it projects a holographic image around itself. Several seconds later, the helicopter blends into the starry sky, vanishing into the darkness before the dawn. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ship, the bedraggled figure struggles to his feet before pounding on the locked room like a madman. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Carl jabs at his communicator. He presses so hard that his fingers have gone white from the lack of circulation. The door thuds heavily under his pounding. Mother, do you hear me? Mothership is about to sink. I know you must have some way to do it, so please save this ship. This is the last thing Mother left behind. Despite Carl's wail of despair, the only answer from the communicator is the sound of static. Just when he thinks there will be no reply, the person he is calling speaks in a quiet voice. What's that? You? Thank God you answered. But save this ship, won't you? If I were you, I'd think of how to get out of that room first rather than whine and cry about the boat when your life is in danger. Just a tool for making money isn't really that important. It doesn't matter if it's blown up or scuttled. Once something loses its value, it doesn't matter what happens to it. You're the one who's so dedicated to something left behind by a corpse. It can't be this Mother's legacy. How can you care so little about it? Also, I'm still on this ship. I'm your son. You can't just abandon me now. Abandon you. Yakov can't help but snort derisively at Carl's naive plea. The biggest mistake was not abandoning you after realizing that Celia had raised you into a failure, and even going as far as to give you chance after chance to prove yourself, including this one. What do you mean? Are you saying you already knew about my plan? When did you? What do you think? Did you really think you could have entered the main control room with just your meager access privileges? As it turns out, not letting you in was the right thing to do. I placed you in charge of things just once, and you fucked it all to hell. Not only did those PMC dolls run circles around you, they also managed to steal all the data in the main control room. And now they even got their hands on over 170 gladiator dolls. Exactly what do you think qualifies you to talk terms with me? You are the one who sank the ship, and you did it with your own hands. Yakov's judgment is like a cold blade sinking deep into Carl's heart. Carl clutches the communicator tightly, muttering to himself, unable to believe what he's hearing. No, it's not over yet. I can remotely trigger those dolls' self-destruct programming. I can destroy the evidence, but you can turn things around. Now I'm completely certain that you are even more mindless idiot than those dolls. You blew up the remote control server with your chopper before they left. You well and truly fuck things up now. What? Upon realizing that there is no coming back from this, Carl slumps to the ground. This isn't my fault. Those damn dolls were only able to take advantage of the situation because I didn't get the full beta virus. It's not my fault if you just gave me another chance. Another chance? You still want another chance? The company's had its hands full of dealings with Fabin recently. The CEO is tearing his hair out by the handful over them. Did you know that? And you choose now of all times to pull a stunt like this, there will be no more chances for you. Carl's mouth hangs open as he looks at the door that will not open for him. He does not even have the words to deny his father's words. As a child, he fooled around with high-grade parts like they were toys. It was like watching a monkey with a Kalashnikov. After all these years, you're still the same as when Celia was around. You haven't grown a bit. You don't even qualify to be an obstacle for me, let alone my successor. So once something loses value, it doesn't matter what happens to it. That includes me too, right? If you were this smart each time, you wouldn't have ended up like this. Yakov's words were casual, but they hit Carl like a punch to the gut. In Carl's memory, this is the first time his father has ever praised him. But it seems it will also be the last. No, you're my father, you wouldn't do this, right? You won't do this to me, right? Everything I did was to make you proud. Ever since Mother died, I've been working hard all this time. Don't bring up that mother of yours. Yakov suddenly explodes with rage, his resentment that has festered for so many years finally pouring out. I wouldn't even have married that dumb if she wasn't from the Orlog conglomerate. She made a fortune and all she did was sell on it, making a bunch of worthless toys and donating to charity. Not only did she criticize me for obtaining 16 Labs dolls tech, she was even planning to reveal the secrets between me and the CEO to the public, and so she had to die, and good fucking riddance to her. And even after her death, she left someone like you behind. I've been living in her shadow for far too long. You should have died along with Celia. What? So you're saying you killed Mother? The narrow portholes collapse under the force of the explosion and glass rains down like hail. Carl's communicator falls to the ground, emitting a shrill error tone. Carl screams at it, but it will never answer him again, and the roiling flames consumes his final words. You extinguished the sparks Mother left behind. Damn, I almost feel kind of bad for him, dude. I'm not gonna lie. His father is a straight up asshole, man. Robbery records of government officials, illegal doll transaction logs, altered records for the ship, environmental emissions. The Jar Group has quite the litany of sins to its name. Oswald's squad is going through the data Lynn copied and from the main control room. It is certainly quite impressive. There is a breakdown for the MV Novalis income and expenditure here too. Let me see. But it's actually kind of scary. They make more in one day than our squad does in 1 month. Just as we thought, the income from the entertainment was minuscule compared to the illegal betting on Doll Arena. But we can now be completely certain that the Draw Group was controlling and running the Doll Arena. They could make a killing from the black market and use the opportunity to utilize their otherwise defective dolls. The Draw Group wins either way. Beta virus was probably developed for that purpose and tested on the arena dolls. But yeah, speaking of which, don't you think you should get your frame checked out, Lynn? It would be bad if there were traces of that virus left behind in your neural cloud. Don't worry, I'm not weak enough to be taken over by an incomplete virus. I'm more interested in why it works on IOP dolls. Wasn't it meant to target Drug Group dolls? Then, are you saying you suspect that the Drug Group stole 16 Labs doll technology? Then nods. This virus isn't like normal programs. Its right location logic would require a target with highly similar base layer code for it to work. But if the base layer code were too similar, then it would essentially be intellectual property theft. If that's really true, we can use the evidence from the Doll Arena as proof of the Drug Group's crimes and make them pay for what they've done. Indeed. Even without the technology theft, just the proof of their crimes is enough to bring the Drug Group to court. I'll contact Miss Hellion now. Once we get back, we'll verify the matter ASAP. I'm pretty sure what we found will help the commander and Miss Kalina out in some way. Changju opens a comm channel to Hellion and begins sending over what she's learned. After receiving Hellion's reply, Changju's stern expression softens considerably. I have good news. Miss Hellion managed to find a neutral organization that's willing to take in the dolls from the arena and help them clear out the remaining beta virus in their neural clouds. Really, that's great. They'll finally be able to shake off the Drug Group's control. Additionally, the organization will provide them with counseling and support them as they reintegrate into human society. Not only will they be able to remove the Drug Group's influence, these dolls will also receive a chance to make a fresh start. You did very well, Lynn. Lynn doesn't answer, only leaning against the cabin wall in silence. Scorching pain from the virus infection strikes in her body, and a sense of survivor's guilt envelops her. Then reflexively looks down at her trembling hands. I'm sorry. Then, leader was praising you. Why are you apologizing? I mean, all this happened because I went off without permission and acted alone, right? And I even asked to change the plan at the last minute for selfish reasons. If anything had happened to all of you, because of that, then Lynn swallows the rest of her words. The three of them quickly exchange glances, then they head over to Lynn's side as one. Was this Lynn? Are you actually worried about this? Relax, we're all okay, right? I believe our squad exists to support each other, understand each other, and to encourage each other. And in the end, your plan turned out fine. Yes, Cheetah and Tololo are correct. I know what kind of feelings must have motivated you, Lynn, your willingness to let Griffin wither away, the anger that drove you to save your fellow dolls, and the pain you felt when you thought you had involved us in your trouble. Truth is, we're all the same. Same. Correct. Kangju gently pats Lynn on the shoulder and smiles tenderly. As members of Frostfall's squad, we all have the same goal. We simply see things from different perspectives. Well, ultimately, I'm also partially responsible for this. I didn't communicate my thoughts clearly with you, which led to you feeling like you had to take everything on by yourself. So don't blame yourself anymore and relax a little. Okay. Then looks up, her eyes filled with gratitude. It is then that Changju notices the wound Casey and I made on Lynn's arm. Here, I'll take care of that for you. Changju takes out the repair kit and patches up the cut with a gentle touch and practice skill. The pain from the wound makes Lynn wince. Finally, try your pain modules, Lynn. Patching wounds up hurts, you know. The truth is, I can't disable my frame's pain modules. Why not? Doesn't that mean you've been enduring all that pain during each battle? Lynn falls silent and then nods. Well, I won't say enduring, after all, I'm used to it now. I was an experimental doll used in clinical trials. Part of the reason why Carl kidnapped me was because of that. What? Lynn doesn't feel the disgust or awkwardness she expected when discussing this part of her history that she didn't want to disclose. Instead, she feels free. My first memories of this world were an icy cold research institute and endless days of clinical trials. My frame received special modifications in order to meet certain experimental requirements. Not being able to switch off my pain modules was one of them. But doesn't that make fighting in everyday life really inconvenient? Why don't you ask Miss Hillian to change your frame when you get back? I'm sure she'll be able to think of something. Then shakes her head. One of Griffin's researchers asked me the same question when I first came to Griffin. He said that human sensory feedback would affect my performance in battle and recommend that I change to a more convenient body. But I refused. Wasn't that a good chance to do it? Why did he say no? I didn't know why I did it back then. I just did it out of reflex. Same thing with my name. I ought to be repulsed by the name Lynn. The lab I was in gave it to me, and it contains all the painful memories from back then. But even after getting the chance to change my name, I still chose this one. At that time, I didn't know why I was so insistent on it, but now I think I'm slowly beginning to understand. Lynn looks at her friends. Back then, I thought I existed to be a test subject and that my pain was the only value I had. To deny this pain would be to deny my entire life and the reason I had for existing. It was in Griffin that I came to understand the true worth of a doll, and it was my bonds with everyone that helped me realize that I could keep going forward even while carrying the pain of the past, and that I could fight to protect others. I mean, the first steps of accepting your past is being able to look it in the eye, right? And that's why I won't change my body and I won't change my name. Frostfall Squad made me feel like I belonged, and you helped me understand my reasons for existing. I thank you all for that. A can of cool fruit juice suddenly presses itself against Lynn's cheek. Lynn looks back and sees Cheetah grinning at her, waving a pack of snacks, and she squirreled away for a moment like this. Don't be so gloomy, Lynn. Frostfall is a home for four, which means we're all essential to it. Makes perfect sense, right? Just like how you can't leave us, we can't leave you either. That's right, we're able to handle difficult missions because we have you around. Whether in the past, present, or future, we will always fight side by side. Yep, in order to celebrate another perfectly completed mission, let's throw a party when we get back to base. Correction, it will be an after-crisis review meeting. Fortunately, the gold chip the leader and Cheetah brought back is worth quite some money. Indeed, not only have we solved our current financial emergency, I've also managed to come up with a promising action plan for the future. With Tololo's observation skills, The support from Cheetah's items, Lynn's combat power, and my planning's ability, we managed to demonstrate exceptional results in rescuing the hostages and having proven that we can handle similar tasks of the same kind in the future. I believe that Frostfall Squad's reputation will soon spread far and wide. The community rings upon seeing the name on it. Changju smiles. It's from Exilium. Let's take it together. Four members from Frostfall Squad look at each other and smile. Then, as one, they press the receive button. As the helicopter rises through the last of the collapsed particle around clouds, the warm light of dawn shines in their faces. This is Frostfall Squad. Mission complete. We're heading home. Ah, nice. And that's the end of that. Wow. And then we have all this stuff to do. All right. So yeah, I'll be right back. I just gotta go do something, so give me a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. Let's finish this up, right? So let's do all this stuff.
給与は上がるんですか？正義を正すな。注射したくね。これで好きなことをする時間ができましたね。了解しました。お待たせしました。ターゲット確認。ターゲット逃がしません。昇進？私がですか？昇進？私がですか？ターゲットじらさないで。注射したくね。給与は上がるんですか？現行犯で逮捕する。これで好きなことをする時間ができましたね。逃がしません。ターゲット確認。はい。ごきげんよう。 昇進私がですか。もう我慢できない。ターゲット確認。はい。じらさないで。全部注射しとくね。はい。お待たせしました。ターゲット確認。予想より早く終わりましたね。逮捕する。了解。星々よ。ターゲット確認。はい。お待たせしました。もう我慢できない。全部注射しとくね。給与が上がるんですか。現行犯で逮捕する。全部注射しとくね。給与が上がるんですか。逃がしません。当然の結果だけど、ちょっと物足りないかな。 じらさないで。全部注射したくね。逃がしません。給与が上がるんですか。正義はい。お待たせしました。逃がしません。星々よ、給与が上がるんですか。正義を汚すな。当然の結果だけど、ちょっと物足りないかな。星々よ、逃がしません。落ちていい。はい。お待たせしました。気をつけてお帰りください。容量は守ってね。 給与は上がるんですか？現行犯で逮捕する。目標沈黙。
当然の結果だけど、ちょっと物足りないかな。了解しました。
昇進？私がですか？現行犯で逮捕する。
星々を逃がしません。 しました。ごきげんよう。ターゲット確認。
給与が上がるんですか。正義を汚すな。
当然の結果だけど、ちょっと物足りないかな。
じゃあ始めよっか。分かった。昇進？私がですか。はい。昇進？私がですか。現行犯で逮捕する。はい。お待たせしました。もう我慢できない。作戦終了。帰ろっか。昇進？了解。分かった。給与が上がるんですか。現行犯で逮捕する。お茶をお出ししましょう。もう我慢できない。全部注射したくね。了解。声明を聞いて。はい。作戦終了。帰ろっか。
Okay, yeah, we're almost done here. Almost done here. Oh my. Okay.
給与は上がるんですか？現行犯で逮捕する。危ないです。作戦終了。帰ろっか。
Yo, Krollik's all the way at the other end of the map. What do you mean? Okay.
お茶をお出ししましょう。もう我慢できない。全部注射しとくね。給与は上がるんですか？
And that Krollik is pretty tanky.
現行犯で逮捕する。
Alright.給与は上がるんですか？裁きを受けろ。逃げられると。はい。お茶をお出ししましょう。 Here we go.
当然
And we left one guy alive.
ちょっと物足りないかな。
All right, that is that. Yeah, not bad story. It was pretty good. It was fun. It was a fun read, right? I'm like debating if I should like if I should like just stay in the game after Leva banner ends, right? Kind of debating. Because usually, how it usually goes for me is that after 1 year, after 1 year of playing the game, right? I usually just drop them after 1 year. Usually it's just because the games have like limited banners every single limited banner characters every single patch. And that's a big turn off for me. So I'm not sure if I should like stay in the game or should I like leave. Like I like the characters a lot. I just like really don't like how it's like limited banners every single patch. It just really like puts me off with the game, not gonna lie. So I'm like debating if I should like stay in the game or if I should like leave after Leva. Yeah, usually like after like 1 year. Like I've already like left all the other games that had like limited banners after like playing with them for like 1 year. I left all the Hoyo games, which I'm very happy about. I really don't want to play another Hoyo game. But there's another game called Petit Planets or whatever it's called. It's kind of something like Animal Crossing. I'm thinking it's not gonna be like a gacha game. I'm hoping it's not gonna be a gacha game. It's just gonna be like this. I don't know what kind of gacha it's gonna be, or if it's not gonna be. I guess we'll see. So maybe I'll just stay in the game. I don't know. Like after this banner's ending, it's not. She's gonna be gone for a while, which kind of sucks. Yeah, all the games that I currently have playing, right? All the games that I'm playing put their characters into standard, and I'm still playing them to this day. And I've been playing them for like a few years now, right? Yeah, for like a few years now. Let's see. Yeah, Limbus, Arc Knights, Reverse 1999. Madoka is not like a year old. It's almost a year old. It's half year. It's half Annie right now for that game, I think. I'm still playing Blue Archive. It's on my other phone. So yeah, those games I play like pretty much like pretty frequently. Yeah, all the other games that has a limited banner every patch type system, I pretty much like just drop after like 1 year. So I'm kind of in a conundrum for this one though, because I like the characters, right? But man, limited banners every patch is very exhausting. Enfield is apparently doing something different. Instead of a banner ending after after a banner ends, right? Yeah, after a banner ends, they don't actually end. They actually stay for 3 banners, and then after they are gone. So they're not being put to standard, which kind of sucks. But it's a lot better than Hoyo's system. Not gonna lie, it is honestly kind of better than Hoyo's system, where a character's like just gone after like 1 patch. I would have preferred if the gacha was like was the same like Arknights. Characters get added to standard. That would have been great. Don't have to like fret about like picking up a character before they end and then to just like dip out of the game for like I don't know who knows how long. But yeah, maybe the gacha is gonna be more tolerable in that game. Who knows? Who knows? So yeah, anyway, I think I gotta end things now. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next week. Yeah, it's the weekend. So yeah, I'll catch you all later. Bye.